LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors. Richardson Funeral Home, www.richardsonfuneralhome.net, the Il Camino Restaurant, www.ilcamino-restaurant.com, and by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
Coin Toss is brought to you by Woodcombe Insurance. For your home, auto, or business, Woodcombe Insurance in Leominster has the right coverage at the right price, with a local team of insurance pros ready to help. 166 Hamilton Street, Leominster, online at woodcombe.com. Bill Thomas, Woodcombe Insurance, brings us the Coin Toss.
And the Coin Toss has been won by your Leominster Blue Devils. They have deferred to the second half. Doherty will be receiving the opening kickoff. Leominster will be defending the end zone to our left.
And that is where we will begin the first 12 minutes. As Kate pointed out, seniors still having their photographs taken on the field with their parents. The rest of the team has retreated to the locker room. So there's going to be a little bit of a natural kind of lag here. There's a photographer right around the 20-yard line. There's equipment. Things aren't ending anytime soon in that regard. But once that's finished, we will get closer and closer to the action here. Yeah, we're inching closer and closer to this one. All right, let's, last opportunity here. Go around the horn as before we get this kickoff in place, team comes back out of the tunnel. What do we expect to see? Bill Thomas, let's start with you. Doherty and Leominster. Leominster is desperate. They need a win here. A win here and a win next week. You still can't get over the 500 mark, but you feel a heck of a lot better ending the year at 2-3 than you do right now, either ending it at 0-3 or 0-5.
Well, I think it's no surprise of what Leominster needs to come out and do, and that's stop the quarterback. You know, everything flows through Callery, and, I'm sure they're going to concentrate on him. I'm not sure what other weapons Doherty has, or how good Callery is. We haven't seen him this year, but he has. I think this is his third year as a starter. He's progressed nicely. He's led Doherty to winning seasons, and he's only gotten better by all accounts. But I think that's what Leominster has to do. They got to rely on their defense to set the tone. The offense is what it is. I don't see them all of a sudden coming out and scoring 30 points against a team that's scoring 35 on average. They've scored 140 points in 4 games. They got to find a way to slow this Doherty offense down. No way can they expect to match them score for score.
But here's a team also that came in and, of course, has had 3 victories, 33-20 over Algonquin, 27-20 over Shrewsbury, and then 50-47 over Shepherd Hill about a week or so ago. But then in that intervening week 3, scores all of 12 points, losing 30-12 to Wachusett. So which team really is it, and what does it say about the other teams in this pod, which is the traditional North Central Mass football pod, if you will, what we would call Division 3 at this point in time, as the state has designated it. So if you put that into context, Bill Thomas, is it the 33, the 27, and the 50 in a 97-point game, or is it this 12 points that they only scored against Wachusett? And what can Leominster learn? They had the game film. They've been able to see it. What can Leominster learn from that game against Wachusett?
Well, I think that they're going to see more of the other 3 games type offense from Doherty. Wachusett, it's a hard measuring stick when Wachusett's 4-0 to compare that game, your particular game. But when you look, they've had no trouble scoring. Yeah, their defense has had trouble stopping people, but they've, for the most part, had no trouble scoring, and they've been in a number of shootouts. Leominster has not shown the ability to score, and they've scored, 2 touchdowns in their first 2 games each, and then 3 touchdowns last week. But, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of penalties. If they can clean up the penalties, find a way to get some first downs, and control the pace of the game, I think, is what they're going to have to do. I don't think the last thing they want to do is get in a shootout. I don't care how good either defense is. They can't expect to match Doherty score for score. You got to gain the advantage in possessions, and you got to score in at least one of those possessions, then play your defense.
Kate, to Bill Thomas's point, and we've seen the statistics develop over the last so many weeks and how things have progressed their way through the season. When I look at where Leominster is right now, getting ready to match up with this Doherty team, and then I think about the defense, being that Leominster has been so pervasive defensively, you know that coaching staff on the defensive side of the football is going to have looked through their situation with Wachusett, going to have looked through what Wachusett did to this Doherty team, and are going to try to duplicate that success in limiting, of course, the defensive maneuver. But I'm going to flip you over to the other side of the ball and say this. On the offensive side of the ball, running is clearly the common thread in there.
Yeah.
Clearly, there was a situation where they struggled to stop the run of Shepherd Hill, that being this Doherty team. So running may actually end up being, on the offensive side of the ball, what Leominster needs to do. They've got to establish, and they've got to do so consistently.
Well, and that's the interesting part here, is that we've seen early on in the season and last season that Leominster kind of formed a run-based offense under the new coaching staff. And that's kind of had to develop, and we really do need to see that balanced attack. Like you said, though, you have to also take into account the weaknesses of your opponent. So if they're seeing that they can exploit a weakness in the run defense of Doherty, then they're going to have to do that. So we may very well see a heavier run-to-pass ratio than we have, especially in the last few weeks. But I agree with Bill Thomas. I think the key truly is going to be the fact that over the last 5 weeks, the 4 games that they've played, or pardon me, the 3 games that they've played, they've had between 60 and 82 yards in penalties in every single one of those games. I don't care how productive you are on offense. If you can't limit and you can't be disciplined game in and game out, your offense is not going to be able to stay on the field in that type of a situation. So I think that it's going to be about, number one, dynamicism and effectiveness, but also it's going to be about their discipline, especially on offense. They need to play within themselves, and they need to remain disciplined on that field in order to give their offense the best chance of becoming victorious in this game.
And that is something that we will see Leominster's ability. What has the gameplay done? What about growth and maturity? How are all those things going to play out? We're going to find out in a few short moments when these two teams collide here on the K-Zone. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. We welcome those of you joining us at Leominster TV as well tonight. Leominster.tv, the world over, has your stream. Comcast, Channel 9, Verizon, Channel 32 for the television coverage here inside of Leominster. National anthem now. National anthem here at historic Doyle Field sans the large and beautiful American flag, which, according to the sources here at the facility, say has not yet been unleashed yet. There is a brand new American flag that's going to top this pole. That is, of course, located to our right, television left, and that is forthcoming in the weeks and months ahead. But at this point in time, just a national anthem to an empty pole as we get ready for the play-by-play, Bill Thomas.
Doesn't mean any less, Todd.
That's right.
Our award-winning play-by-play is brought to you by RC Excitement, the Northeast premier radio-controlled complex, located at 208 Bemis Road in Fitchburg, online at rcexcitement.com. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils from historic Doyle Field, Todd Robbins.
Oh, it's so good to be home. Thank you, Bill Thomas. I appreciate that. I can't say enough about how good it is to not have had to construct a press box, how great the sight lines are. It is fantastic to be back.
Well, we don't have a window over here yet, but I'm not going to mention that
anymore. That's all right.
Anymore.
We'll lean.
I got the replay TV.
Got a nice monitor set up here. Ball setting up on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. The officials have signaled they are ready for play, but right now there is a bit of a struggle to get the ball to sit on this tee.
You notice who is not kicking off.
Yeah, Santi Rodriguez not in the kicking position at
saw
this point
him.
in time.
I thought
Bill
I
Thomas,
saw
he's
him
out
warming
there.
up for
Nico
pregame.
Martinez prepares for the kickoff.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where he is on the sideline here.
Martinez on the approach. Little pooch kick sends it end over end in the middle of empty space. There's a collision right around the 37-yard line. And it was recovered, Bill Thomas, by Colin Wynat. And then there was, bodies that threw each other on top of one another, but apparently A-OK. It looked a little bit like the old XFL days, the scrum for the football.
I do see Santee here on the sideline. He's in his uniform. He's suited up. See if he makes the field for any PATs or possible field goal attempts.
Clearly what they wanted from Martinez is the ability to go in to action in that regard.
And I think I saw Nico also practicing punts earlier during warm-ups too, so I expect to see him when the punt team's out there.
Here come the Highlanders, 1st and 10, their own 37-yard line, coming right to left here on the K-zone, left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Shotgun set and the snap and the give, and straight through the middle of the field we go. That's Jerome Vega. Expect anytime the ball hits the ground, that's going to be the guy who's carrying the football. He is by far the yeoman's carrier on the back. Opens with 2, moves the football to the 39-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
Vega, one of the seniors, starting seniors, and a senior-laden lineup here, starting with the quarterback and the running back.
2nd down and 8 to go, their own 39-yard line. Shotgun set for Callery. Trip sets out to the right of the formation, wide side. Vega in the backfield with Callery as he scans the line. The snap, the delay, keeping it himself. It's Callery. Races out into open space across the 40, then the 45, and pulled down on the play at the 48-yard line, their own. And it is a 1st down for the Highlanders.
Callery showing some quickness there. Great first step. Burst through that hole into the Blue Devils secondary, leading the way to a 1st down.
It's amazing when things work out like that. You find the hole, step, slice, and all of a sudden, he's at the 2nd level.
And he was at top speed at about the same time as he approached that 2nd step there. And the secondary of the Blue Devils got to be on their toes because they're going to be doing a lot of tackling tonight.
1st and 10 Highlanders right in the middle of the field, their own 48-yard line. Hard count. There was a lot of movement on the line. The flag went toward the Leominster side of the football. And it appears the defense may have broke the neutral zone. The wing officials will consult. They'll relay to our crew chief, Rip Charters, tonight. Both teams bidding in this war to see who ultimately wins. Kyle Philbin bidding for Leominster. Noah Callery bidding for the Highlanders. And the signal is offsides against Leominster.
I think the Leominster player jumped when the Highlander player turned to go in motion. Got to be careful there. You can't just jump on movement.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, brings the Highlanders into Blue Devil territory for the first time tonight. They'll have 1st down and 5 to go. This now from the Leominster 47-yard line at right hash. It's a shotgun set for Callery. Trips opens up to the left of the formation. Vega in the backfield with Callery. Checks a man in motion from left to right. He had a bit of forward motion as he turned around that edge at the snap of the football. Pass thrown complete to Jonte Atherley. Flag is out on the play into the 2nd level. Across the 40-yard line and down around the 38. Flag came from the back judge reporting in after a gain of 9.
Usually comes in the area of some type of hold there, but we'll have to see what they have.
Looks like a block in the back, signaling against Doherty. And so they will mark it back from the spot of the foul. Now walk that back past the 45-yard line, back to about the 48, right on that running devil on the L at the 50-yard line.
So 2 quick penalties right off the bat in this first offensive drive for the Highlanders. 1 against Leominster, 1 against Doherty.
So from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 5, now to a 1st and 6 as we play 3rd down for the 3rd time. Shotgun set, 3 receivers right. Callery, the snap, whistles and flags kill the play again, and all of a sudden penalties are a thing.
Leominster again.
And that is an offside signaled against Leominster once again.
And that might have saved Leominster because there was nobody out there on defense for another 15 yards there. That was Manny Mufum hauling that pass in, and there was no defender out there for the Blue Devils. The officials saved a big game against the Blue Devils right there.
So the 5-yard penalty enforcement across the 45, now to the 43-yard line.
Oh, no, it wouldn't because they
Puts them
lost
just
the yard
shy.
on
They
that
lost
back
the yard
and
there,
forth.
yeah.
I was thinking those 1st down penalties, 5-yard penalties, but that
4th time we'll play this same 1st down, but this time it's 1st and a yard. Shotgun set, two backs in the backfield, receiver to either side of this formation, and Callery gets the snap. He's going to race to left edge toward the 40-yard line. He leans across. He's got himself a first down for the Highlanders at the Blue Devil 37-yard line, continuing from right to left. 9:37 to play here in quarter one. No score. Leominster and Doherty, the Highlanders, the only one who have touched the football offensively.
And Bill Thomas, very interesting there that Callery decides to bounce out to the outside rather than going through that A or B gap on the left-hand side of the line. An interesting choice when you only need 1 yard to gain, but effective in that instance.
I think he wants to use his speed to try to break into the open end, the opportunity, and on a first and short, they had multiple chances there if that didn't work.
On first down and 10, shotgun set. Callery the snap, rolls out to the trips at the right, launches down the sideline, passes long and incomplete. Colin showing the intended receiver. The question is, was the football catchable if that is potentially pass interference?
I'm not sure that they can actually try to determine that anymore. Didn't they toss that out of the judgment? And pass interference is pass interference no matter where the ball is, and I think this call is going to go against.
It is a pass interference call against Leominster.
And that ball was a good 5 yards out of bounds. But irregardless, it's getting marked off. It's going to lead to another first down deep into Blue Devils territory.
Opening half kickoff brought to you by Northeast Promotion and Apparel. Get noticed this year by getting your logo or message on apparel or something unique at Northeast Promotion and Apparel. The logo specialists at Northeast have thousands of items to choose from. See them on Hamilton Street in Leominster and online at nepacompany.com.
Kate, you keeping track of the penalties?
I got them.
All right, I don't even want to know how bad it is yet.
There have been 4 on this drive, let's just say that. 4 penalties on this drive.
And they continue to add up.
All the way down to the 23-yard line of the Blue Devils are the Highlanders.
Get your ticker tapes out. First down and 10 to go from the 23, going right to left. The snap, the give to Vega, cuts it across the line of scrimmage, and then slides his feet out from underneath them. Down he goes after a short gain on the play. He tackled himself.
Trying to make a shot cut there, but nothing doing.
Wing official went back all the way to the line of scrimmage, so officially it'll be no gain on the play. We've got the, let's see, 7th, I guess technically 7th official play of this drive coming up, although 4 penalties have negated quite a bit.
Indeed they have. Callery brings his team to the line wearing the classic Doherty white on white. White tops, white bottoms, trimmed in maroon. Maroon numerals front and back and at the shoulders. The classic Doherty gold with the shine finish and the white grills on the helmet. Snap, whistles, and flags kill the play. Now we have procedure, says Rip Charters. Mark it back 5 yards. And all of a sudden it looks like a week 1 battle between these two schools.
It's kind of like watching quicksand here. Nobody's going anywhere fast.
Indeed they are not. Mark this one back across the 25-yard line to the 28 of Leominster at left hash.
See if we can't get more than 2 plays in a row here without having some yellow laundry come out.
Second down and 15 to go. Ball at the 28. 8:10 to play here in quarter 1. Go ahead, Kate.
Longest string has been 3 plays in a row.
Did we have 3?
We had right off the top of the game.
Trips hustle their way out to the boundary right. It is the wide side of the field for Callery in the gun, joined by Vega in the backfield. And the snap on 2nd and 15. Callery forced toward the boundary left. He's going to throw, looking downfield on the comeback, in and out of the hands of Atherley, who had beat his defender, Larry Naujum, coming into the left boundary around the 5-yard line, but couldn't reel it in. Maybe Atherley was already thinking about turning it upfield before the ball grabbed turf.
Yeah, and Callery getting chased by Kyle Philbin. Still, that was a completable pass right there. Say just off the fingertips, couldn't have been looking towards that pylon, thinking 6 before he had it in his hands.
Starting lineup brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Make your plans happen at LCU. It starts with membership. Check them out on the web at leominstercu.com at Leominster Credit Union. You're somebody. For Leominster's 4-3 defense up front, the defensive ends, Caleb Naccioni and Kyle Philbin. The nose guard, Tony Palmariello. 4 linebackers out there, Nico Martinez, Jack Philbin, Larry Naujum, J.C. Cora. In the defensive backfield, J.V. Rodriguez, Eamon Durkin, Ricky Encarnacion. Ivan Cota is out this week, so there'll be a committee to replace him at the safety spot. Strike thrown over the middle by Callery. He found downfield. Looks like 6 on the play. Colin Schoen makes the catch on the crossing route.
Nice little slant there. Got most of what they needed after that penalty, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 5 here. Big play, first big play of this game here. Could say a lot towards which way this entire contest could go right here.
Indeed it may. 4th down and 5 to go. Ball is across the 20-yard line at about the 18. Crossing the 7:15 mark here in the first quarter. No score. Only offensive possession of this first quarter has belonged to Doherty. It's a shotgun set. Trip set up to the left of the formation. Callery with Vega. Snap. Sets, rolls the football. And now Callery will riff. He'll bounce it out to the right of the formation, into the teeth of the defense at the 15-yard line. He is stopped. Turnover on downs. That will be short by a good 2 yards. Blue Devil defense does a good job to track Callery as the majority of the play went left. Callery went right. So did the defense. Down he goes. Turnover on downs and the ball back to the Blue Devils.
Let's give some credit to the Blue Devils secondary there. Covering these trips out here to the left side of the field. Defensive backs did a great job. Callery had no choice but to tuck and run. The front four did their job.
Here comes Caden Constant on 1st down and 10 to go in the backfield. 2 backs with him. Snap in the hard rollout. Throws in and out of the hands of a defender this time. Person who was best in position to catch the football was the linebacker, Tom Murray.
Intended receiver was, looked like J.V. Rodriguez there out on the pattern, but Murray got in the middle of that.
We'll call that an inauspicious first pass of the night from Caden Constant. 2nd down and 10 to go. Shotgun set, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers open side right. Constant, the snap, rollout. He slipped the handoff up underneath. Looked like Dixon on the carry, crossed the 15 and down shy of the 20.
And it is
you're right,
Dixon.
Vashon.
And he's already a little bit tender on that left.
I was going to say.
left leg.
Did he get up limping? Because he's been battling injuries. Fortunately, a great talent that just has not been able to stay healthy and battling a number of leg injuries the last couple of years.
Already a little hitch in the giddy up. 6:20 to play here in the first quarter after his first touch.
You notice his left lower leg is heavily wrapped.
Indeed it is. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 19. Snap and the rollout throw. Constant throws a little dart. Complete at the 29-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for the Blue Devils. The drive continues.
And Constant can thank Vashon for staying in the backfield there and laying a nice block on the lineman because Constant was about to get cleaned out just before he delivered that pass.
And a lot about Bill Thomas, this formation, with the 2 backs stacked in the backfield out of this pistol formation, is about getting that fullback back there to get an extra crack in the backfield. On 1st down and 10, the give is for Dixon. Dixon takes it off left of the formation, battles across the 30 to the 31, goes for a gain of 3. And call it 2nd down and 7 to go.
You know, it looks like Dixon's going to get the Yeoman's amount of work tonight, and we haven't seen him be the featured back. Of course, like I say, he's been battling injuries, but I'd like to see him get some extended playing time at tailback to see what he could show.
Under the 6-minute mark, heading down toward the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Leominster in the pistol set. Dixon in the backfield with now Jim and Constant. Here's the snap and the give. Dixon the catch on the delay, the handoff on the delay, through the 30 to the 35 and down at the 36-yard line. Gains another small handful. Will leave him a 3rd down and about 3 to go.
Once again, Dixon up the middle and going no huddle here.
Moving very quickly here. Right back to that pistol set. 2 receivers tight to the right.
Where's the flag on
I was going to
that?
say, there is
Where's
certainly
the
a player
flag on
that stepped
that?
across the line. No call, no whistle, as it looked like a member of the defensive tackles had stepped
multiple.
across the line.
Multiple.
And no signal, no call. The give is for Dixon right into the middle of the pile. Across the 35-yard line of the 36, it'll be scored no gain. There was a loose football at the end of the play. The officials say he was down with possession. They actually are going to score him a short gain if you look at the wing officials.
And he's pretty close to a 1st down here. They might get a measurement.
Rip Charters, the crew chief, looking toward the sideline, now puts up the fist for 4th down.
Can't be much. Coach Gacy here should ask for a measurement so he can get a little time. He can maybe get a side timeout, but they're going to run no huddle right here and out of the shotgun on top of it.
And Leominster right back to it. Pistol set, 2 backs with him. Snap, give it to the fullback. It's Nico Martinez, hit by the defense. Doherty certainly thinks they turned the tide. Did he get to the pylon?
I don't even think he made it to the line of scrimmage.
Officials are holding the mark. It looks like right around the 37.5-yard line.
Backwards.
And it's going the other way. Highlanders defense stands. Turnover on downs. Ball back to the Highlanders. 4:27 to play here in the first quarter. Teams exchange turnover on downs, 2 defensive plays. Coach Devin Gates having a conversation with the wing official on his sideline as he takes the football back to the near side.
Not real happy, I think, about that jump, and he was right on the line of scrimmage. You know, I'm sure he wouldn't be arguing if he didn't think he had a case, because he was right there on it.
And it looks like Bill Thomas, 4:27 to play in the first quarter.
Timeout? Is that what we got?
Haven't seen these at least in about 3 weeks. Check of the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg, a local family-owned floor covering store doing business in the same location for over 50 years. 4 generations of quality work because they are your neighbors. There's lots of pros and cons in the flooring business, and these are the pros. Online at acmecarpetone.com.
So the material point here, Bill and Todd, is both Leominster and Doherty's offenses have traded turnovers on downs. The difficulty here is that Leominster has now given Doherty phenomenal starting field position.
46 degrees, feels like 42 with the light wind, 6:20 on a Saturday night, second game of our day-night doubleheader here on the K-Zone. Callery flips it out to Vega with control out to the right side, across the 35 of the Blue Devils and down around the 33. An exciting gain of about 2 on that one, 2nd and 8.
I think they gave him a little more than that, Todd.
They gave him a little more?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they gave him 4. At least 4.
All the way to the 33. They did give him 4 on that carry. Right now, Vega has 3 touches for 6 yards, as long as been for 4, and it would be that carry.
Under 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Callery in the backfield, 2 backs with him. Vega is right off of his left pocket. The snap. Faked the give, kept it himself, raced into the pile off of left edge, steps across the 30, the 25, and he's down there with plenty for a Highlander first down.
Nice ball fake by Callery there. Caught the Blue Devils left side of the line there, flat-footed. Was able to break containment, get into the second level.
And the interesting thing about that, Bill Thomas, like you said, he's able to, with that fake, give just enough time for the line to kind of disintegrate in front of him, and he's able to then find a fairly gaping hole and pick up 7, 8 yards just about every single carry.
He does a good job of holding the ball in close to his body, too, to add to that deception.
Receiver either side of this shotgun set. Vega in the backfield with Callery. Snap, the give is for Vega. He takes it to right edge, crossing the 25 and dragged down around the 22-yard line. Gains 3 on that one, 2nd down and 7. To wind under the 3-minute mark here from our Walker Orthodontics mobile broadcast booth. I'm Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Is someone in your pod not sleeping well? Talk to Walker Orthodontics in Lunenburg, a pioneer in advanced airway orthodontics at 978-345-7988, online at drwalker.com. Walker Orthodontics, your first step to a better night's sleep. Shotgun set for Callery this time. Receiver to either side. Snap, and he will call his own number. Racing right to the edge. Passes 3 defenders. Crosses the 10-yard line. Angle toward the 5. Slips another defender inside the pylon. And it's a 21-yard quarterback keep to the end zone for Noah Callery and a Highlander touchdown.
Slipping tackles and just running through people. I think he broke at least 4 tackles on the way to the end zone.
And a couple of ankles too, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, a couple of little shoulder dips, and was able to run through a couple of arm tackle attempts
he's
there.
Covered
But
in Crisco.
great job maintaining his balance over the last 5 yards.
Max Haynes does the kicking.
And I was watching him during pregame, and he's got quite the leg. Expect this to be up on the hill.
Snap, ball down toward the Morton Street Hill. Great form. It's on the top of Morton Street Hill. Team's coming back up the field. 2:11 to play in the first quarter. The score. Doherty 7 and Leominster nothing. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV this evening. Great to have you along with us. Remember, anytime radio steps away, you get the bonus coverage and analysis. Yes, we do know, of course, the sideline switch, so you're seeing everything a little bit opposite. We'll do our best to mention the directional changes for our television audience
so
as well. But I was going to say, you're looking directly across the field at us as Bradley zooms in and says hello. Bradley Bedard here for Leominster TV tonight, providing the coverage as well. Yes, Howie Kahn, Scholastic Sports Zone. Stand by for more. to historic Doyle Field. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Haynes has the ball on said tee. Puts the wood into it, and down it goes end over end from the 9-yard line. It will be returned. There was a little bobble on that return, and then a high-low tackle. Oh, my. Jonathan Gonzalez on the return. Got hit high on one side, low on the other, and they almost snapped him crossing the 20-yard line.
4 Highlanders down there on the coverage, converging all at the same time. Not a Blue Devil in sight to help him out there, but definitely took a high and a low hit and a front and a back hit all at the same time right there, but he popped right up. Good to see.
Scary dangerous, but it is okay.
So we have 77 in the center position tonight. We had mentioned that we saw Jack Philbin wearing his traditional 33, and he is still wearing 33 on the sideline. So 77 in the center spot for Leominster.
Pistol set, and the give this time was for Larry Naujum, the fullback. Falls across the 20 to the 21-yard line, Kate. He said 77, Nico Nevard has returned to the center spot after a 1-week absence for Leominster.
Good to see that Leominster able to put their offensive line back together the way it should be. You know, saw him playing out of position last week, and I don't think that helped the cause.
Pistol set for Constant. Dixon in the backfield behind him. Now Jim at the fullback spot. Look, wide receiver screen. It was for J.C. Cora. And right past Cora, out of bounds, incomplete. A forward pass nonetheless.
And JC was about to get lit up by Colin Wanat. It's probably best that he didn't catch that, especially with his arms extended like that. That's just such a risky position to put your wide receiver in. Ball kind of got away from Constant there, but luckily JC didn't take a hit out of that.
3rd down, 9 to go. Pistol set, 2 receivers left. Constant the snap. Hard rollout. Eludes the grasp. Lowers the boom across the defender, but all that to battle his way back to the line of scrimmage. He was matched up against the linebacker, Tom Murray, and Constant decided it was hit or be hit. He decided to deliver the hit as opposed to taking the hit.
But you notice what Constant didn't do. He didn't run out of bounds. Took him on head on, right on the sideline, too. Maybe to send a message that, yeah, you're going to pay the price for this tackle.
Winding down toward the 1-minute mark of the first quarter, Santee Rodriguez out on the field for the Blue Devils, stands at his own 9-yard line to punt on 4th down and 9 to go as Leominster looks to turn field position.
Hopefully recovered from that leg injury he's been battling. Oh, nice
Good
punt.
snap, and yes, a beautiful spiral, and it will be fielded. No fair catch call for Leominster right on top of it with the Gunners, and down goes the Highlander on return there. It was 17, Isaiah Carpaye, who was making the field on that play, Bill Thomas. And,
risky too.
Certainly
but,
felt awfully risky.
And I think the Blue Devil Gunners thought the position and almost called for a fair catch, but they could have been caught by surprise there. Thank God the next 2 Blue Devils downfield were right there to make the tackle.
42 seconds to play here in quarter number 1, 7-0 Doherty's lead, and they're back on offense.
Now, this is a spot in the game where Blue Devils can't stop falling behind by more than 1 score because they're not built to exchange scores here. So this is where they gotta put up a stand here and get that ball back.
There are some boxers that are made to stand in the middle of the ring and throw back and forth at one another. Then there are others that have to stick and move. You decide. The give this time is for Vega. He lowers the boom off the left of the formation, cross midfield, and plows his way forward to the 46-yard line of Leominster. And once again, Coach Sean Mulcahy's bunch finds themselves in Leominster territory off of a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Well, Billy, I know we've talked quite a bit throughout the season about the importance of starting field position, and Doherty right now the beneficiary of being able to start on their own 37, the Leominster Blue Devil 37, and now their own 48-yard lines in this first quarter. Although there was a turnover on downs, they were successful in their second offensive possession. So, interesting thought.
Teams head to their respective sidelines as the first quarter expires. Teams change ends for the second quarter of action. Doherty on top, 7-0 here at historic Doyle Field. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage continues for those of you joining us on Leominster TV tonight. And Kate, I want to give you an opportunity to expand your thoughts on that a little bit more, as obviously at this point in time, Leominster is in a position where it feels very tenuous. Defense has got to make a play.
You're absolutely right. And both of Leominster's offensive possessions have started on their own 20-yard line. And we've seen in games, especially in the St. Bernard's games that we've covered throughout this season, that starting field position tends to build and build and build. And if you get yourself into a situation situation where you can't overcome that starting field position, you're putting your offense at a disadvantage every single time they start an offensive possession. So it becomes a very complicated situation. So one of the things is you want to try to stem the tide here. Number one, not only does Leominster's defense need to put together a 3-and-out situation for the Doherty offense, they need to retain field position for their team.
Radio will be rejoining us in moments. Great to have you with us here on Leominster TV tonight. Teams change ends as we get set to begin the second quarter action here on the K-Zone. Second down and 4 to go. The snap for Callery going left to right. It's Vega. Gets the handoff off the left of the formation. Cross the 45-yard line and down around the 41 is enough for a Highlander first down, and they'll reset the chains as Doherty here in quarter 2 now goes left to right, or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Vega doing a good job getting his yardage in chunks of 5 and 6 or more and moving those sticks.
Right now averaging 3.3 yards per carry on his 6 rushes, totaling 20 yards so far for the Highlanders. Right now it's been a steady dose of Vega and Callery out of the backfield with the occasional pass from Callery to, I believe it was Colin Schoen was the one completed pass attempt. So right now you're getting Vega and Callery coming out of the Doherty backfield.
Callery in the shotgun, set 2 receivers in the formation. Back to pass, lots of time, lofts it down the sideline. Flag is out, that's gonna be pass interference. It's gonna go against JV Rodriguez, completely face guarding all the way down the left side of the field.
JV's got to turn around there. If he thinks the ball's coming, he's got to look for it. You can't just put your hands up in the receiver's face.
The officials have a conversation. Now they report it out to their crew chief, Rip Charters. Let's see what the signal is.
So this one's going to be coming from the 41-yard line.
Indeed, it was a pass interference signaled against Leominster. So they'll now mark this off.
What, to the 26 maybe?
Yeah,
Or
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Yep, to the 26.
And they mark
Right
it
now
forward,
we
as
have-
Kate said, to the 26-yard line where they'll reset Doherty sticks.
And the Blue Devils 4 penalties, 37 yards in penalties so far.
11:13 to play here in the second quarter. 7-0 Doherty's lead, and Noah Callery and bunch looking to add to it.
Second penalty that I can recall directly led to a first down also.
Shotgun
It is
set.
the second, you're right.
A receiver to each side of the formation. Vega with Callery. The snap, Vega's going to lead block for Callery. He'll slash his way out to the numbers. Now to the sideline and to the end zone for a Highlander touchdown. A 26-yard scamper for Noah Callery, and wide open and untouched for 6.
Pretty much untouched, but he has a great first step, and once he broke containment through the line, there was no stopping him in the secondary. He is very elusive. High stepping it down that sideline.
13-0, 11:05 to play here in the second quarter, and Haynes on to attempt the extra point. Tom Murray does the holding. Kicking left to right here is Haynes now in the second quarter, so he's kicking toward the upper field. Snap, Murray gets the ball down. Haynes' kick is up and splits the uprights. Team's coming back up the field. 11:05 to play in the second quarter. It's Doherty 14 and Leominster nothing. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV tonight. And Bill Thomas, it just feels like each time they come together, there's that moment where Leominster's defense needs to get a team off the field. You make a great defensive play, and then somehow you just shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and, you know, that bullet begins with a P for penalty. And, you know, we've seen the Blue Devils get hurt time and time again this year by the penalties. And, you know, we'll just have to see if they can do something to turn this around offensively, because down 2 scores, now they're chasing it.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Heinous on the approach. Sends the ball end over end downfield, and it will be returned by J.V. Rodriguez on a run from the 19-yard line. Bounces out across the 30, then 35, and runs out of real estate right around the 37-yard line, which is where Leominster will set up shop. Just about 11 minutes left here in the second quarter. 10:58 to be exact. Leominster chasing 2 scores already here in the first half of action.
And Bill Thomas already the Blue Devils' best starting field position on their own 37, and this their 3rd offensive possession of the game.
We'll have to see if they can do anything with it. They got to get on the opposition side of the 50 and
They have
just
yet
build.
to do that. They have yet to cross the 50.
Exactly right.
Caden Constant in a shotgun set. 3 receivers spread, 2 to 1 and 1 on the other. Constant, play action fake. Rich Gannon's this one from 3/4 over the middle of the field and incomplete to nobody in particular. I think there was a route that maybe got aborted there somewhere around midfield. Cora and Durkin were going to cross each other at some point, and there was nobody there. Bit of a radio ball, Bill Thomas. You could hear it and not see it.
Yeah, I think Caden expected an out and up, and it went up and out, and there was nobody where the ball went, but Caden was running for his life on top of it.
Same formation, Constant the snap, faked the give, kept it himself. Turned his back to a defender, coming to the 40-yard line, gets stood up on the play by John Mejia. Down he goes after a gain of a small handful. It'll lead a 3rd down and 8 to go. From the Blue Devil 40-yard line, need to move the ball to their own 48 for the first. Passing the 10.5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Constant in a shotgun set. In the backfield with him is Mackay Newton. 2 receivers to his right, single receiver is Cora. 1-on-1 at the boundary left. Back to pass. It's Constant with some time over the middle of the field. Durkin gets hit, and a great defensive play by the linebacker, John Mejia. He waited, and then he stuck Durkin with the hit as the ball arrived.
Yeah, good timing right there, and on top of it, that was going to end up about 3 yards short of the first down, so it was going to be all for naught, even if that pass was completed. But great defensive play to separate the player from the ball.
Santee Rodriguez stands back at his own 28-yard line to punt. Here on 4th down and 8 to go from the Blue Devil 40.
The last 2 Blue Devil offensive possessions, 1 minute apiece.
Rodriguez had to roll out to catch the snap, settled himself, took a good kick at this one. It takes a Highlander bounce and is touched down right about the Highlander 45-yard line.
Once again, Blue Devils giving up field position to the Highlanders, making a short field, shorter than it needs to be.
Head coach Devin Gates over here on the near side, meeting with his quarterback, Caden Constant, who has ostracized himself from the rest of the team, kind of standing over, taking his very own standing 8 count.
Trying to figure out what's going on here. He's not getting much help offensively, especially from his offensive line. When he's back to pass, he's not having any time to set up and kind of pick his receiver and work his progressions. You know, Coach Gates talked about limiting the progressions and try to give Caden a little more positive target on his first or second, but he's not having much time even to look for his first progression tonight.
14-0 Highlanders with the lead, and they're back on offense at their own 45, going left to right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. The snap and the give inside. It was for Vega. Blue Devil defense is there. They swallow him up. Kyle Philbin had the initial lasso. Jack Philbin there as well to help him out on the Twins senior night.
You know, and you saw Jack Philbin there sneaking up on the snap count there, trying to fill the gap and getting into the backfield before the running back could get up ahead of steam or the quarterback make his move. I think that's the only way the Blue Devils going to have any success is kind of start guessing on the gaps and try to get into the backfield. Cut off those lanes and not let the running back or Callery, who both have great first steps, get up to speed.
We'll check our hard-working player spotlight of the first half coming up after this play. 2nd down and 12 to go. Ball at their own 43 going left to right. Callery the shotgun snap. Hard rollout. Now reverses fields. Goes from his right back to his left and right into the teeth of the Blue Devil defense. And down he goes. Loses 2 more.
Right into the arms of Isaac. Looked like Isaac Tyson right there. Put him on the ground.
And although Isaac Tyson, a very nice young man, not somebody that I would want to meet in the midst of the football field, that's not a body that I want to be running into, and Noah Callery feeling every single bit of that hit.
Well, he's
Indeed
listed
he
at 6'3", 240, and he's every bit of that.
Callery has to come hustling back in from the sideline as he was still collecting himself, then went over, spoke to the offensive coaching staff, Coach Terry Walls, along with others, and now Coach Sean Mulcahy says, let's bend the timeout. Stops the clock with 8.5 to play here in the second quarter.
Play clock was about to expire before Callery got back in the huddle.
14-0, Doherty's lead still on offense. Gives us an opportunity to check our hardworking player spotlight. It's brought to you by A&B Tire Service in Leominster, your one-stop shop for full service for 30 years. A family business that will keep you rolling without breaking the bank. With the most trusted brands, A&B provides free lifetime repair and rotation on a purchase of 4 tires. A&B Tire Service, 1183 Central Street, Leominster, online at abtire.com. Bill Thomas, I think we know who this player is going to be.
About the only thing he didn't work hard enough to do was to get back in the huddle, I think, right there, and he cost his team a timeout. If you're on the same wavelength as me. Callery's been he's been all world this first half.
Yes, he has.
Whether with his arm, with his feet, nice ball fakes, holding the defense. He's been doing a little bit of everything, and it shows on the scoreboard.
7 rushes for 72 of the Highlanders, 90 yards rushing. He does have a pass for 10 yards. And oh, that's right, he has both rushing touchdowns for the Highlanders here in the first half. Bill Thomas, that's a no-brainer.
Coach Devin Gates called him the best quarterback in Central Massachusetts. He certainly has proved it with his legs thus far here in the first half of action. 3rd down, 12 to go, ball at the Highlander 43-yard line. Shotgun set, trips to the left. Callery back to pass, gets mauled by Kyle Philbin, launches it downfield, full layout in and out of the hands of Jonte Atherley. He had beat the defender downfield, but he couldn't reel it in. Callery threw a dandy over the middle of the field, standing in that pocket with Kyle Philbin bearing down on him.
Not only bearing down on him, but put a hit on him just as he let the ball go, and the sportsman that we know Kyle is helped him back up afterwards. Of course, if the pass was complete, he might have turned and walked away, but good job by Kyle right there. Good show of sportsmanship.
Also a little bit nervous about how late that hit may have been, so may also been not wanting.
The chains are going the wrong direction, and
what happened here?
Coach Mulcahy takes a timeout.
Did the chain crew decide to give the ball to the Blue Devils here and turn it around?
I think they did.
Because it looks like they got first down going for the Blue Devils without the punt.
Because the Highlanders were out in punt formation.
And I'm sure Coach Gates is saying, we'll take that field position.
I was going to say, in a
Best
heartbeat.
starting field position all night.
Should be on the 43-yard line, but it should be 1st down and 10 going in the opposite direction. Fourth down and 12. And 12 going in the opposite direction.
So the first down marker should actually be on the opposite side of the 50
Correct.
here.
And the teams are coming out, and the chains are still
moving
backwards.
But they do have it at 4th down now.
That's a start.
So as long as the punt
The
gets
line
off.
of scrimmage is in their correct place.
Tom Murray stands back at his own 30-yard line to punt. High snap, fielded, got it away. Nice spiral off the side of his foot. Takes a Highlander bounce across the Blue Devil 30-yard line, still rolling, and it will come to a stop at the Blue Devil 27-yard line. And that's where Leominster will have the football. 1st down and 10, they're on 27, coming right to left here in the second quarter of action. Left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. 8:12 to play here in the second quarter officially. 14-0 the Highlander lead over Leominster tonight.
I think the Blue Devils got to be playing with a little sense of urgency right here. They need to score badly before this first half comes to a conclusion. Got 8 minutes to get something done.
I want to expand on that a little bit after this play, Bill Thomas. This is Mackay Newton who gets the handoff, and Newton gets thrown back by the defense. Looked like going fishing. Nope, this one's not big enough. Throw him back. We'll try it again, as that one ends up in a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12 back at the 25.
Yeah, that went nowhere.
Nope. So I want to expand your thought a little bit there, Bill Thomas, because I'm starting to think that it's not only about Leominster getting back into this football game, it's about the frustrations that have been the last 4 weeks of football that they've been through. You would think, if nothing else, you want to get that taste out of your mouth desperately at this point in time.
And especially at home, no better place.
Pistol formation, there was a flinch, everybody moving everywhere, and Eben Enokma went diving across the line of scrimmage after the flinch by the Blue Devil offense. So a procedure call. They'll back Leominster up 5 more yards to their own 20-yard line. They now face 2nd down and long. Snapping from their own 20, they need to move the football to their own 37.5-yard line for a 1st down. Pistol set this time for Constant. Newton in the backfield behind him, along with Naujum. The snap, the give. Newton lost the football. There's a scramble for it. The officials are going to have to unpile bodies here, but it sure looks like Newton got it back just barely.
Yeah, along with some help, looks like from Nathan Taylor also. Both of them were at the bottom of the pile.
He was bobbling that football as he was darting toward the line. That's just a case of taking your eye off the handoff.
But it did lead to a loss.
Loss of 2.
Of 2. Blue Devils going in the wrong direction right here.
Second and long to third and longer, back at their own 18-yard line. Pistol set, a snap. Constant, hard boot out to his right. Throw on the run into a pile of Highlanders and incomplete. Rodriguez was covered by at least 5, if not 6 Highlanders downfield.
Yeah, I counted at least 6. Just threw it into a crowd there, kind of a prayer and a hope. And he was lucky not to have that ball picked off here.
6:45 to play here in the second quarter. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Leominster chasing 14. Santee Rodriguez is back on the field, standing at his own 5-yard line to punt.
All right, Kate, we're going to be looking for a stat after this punt.
Oh, gosh.
Want to guess which stat it's going to be?
Oh,
It's a high floating snap. Rodriguez is able to field it and keep his wits about him for a good punt downfield. It takes a Blue Devil bounce across midfield and is snatched up and touched down at the Highlander 43-yard line.
Kate, do the Blue Devils have more offensive yards or more penalty yards?
Let me check for you, Bill Thomas. Right now, 42 yards in penalties. Offensive yardage for the Blue Devils right now, 14 yards.
I thought that was in the wrong direction, but I was hoping I was wrong.
6:35 to play in the second quarter, Kate.
Last 3 possessions for the Blue Devils have all been 3 and outs.
And that one lost 10 yards in the process.
That's correct.
Indeed it did.
5 by penalty and 2 miscues, 5 additional yards lost.
Here comes Noah Callery out into his huddle. Getting the play call from Terry Wallace.
That's a name that we know.
Yes. Terry and Tim Wallace, brothers, and both on Coach Sean Mulcahy's coaching staff, formerly of Shrewsbury and a couple of other places along the way as well. And timeout taken on the field. All of them, by the way, Doherty High School alums. Tom Flanagan, great article this week in the Worcester Telegram about the history of the Doherty football program and the history of the Doherty football practice field, which is up behind the high school on Highland Street and is going to become the new Doherty High School. Coach Mulcahy had some great quotes in that article, in addition to a real nice conversation I got to have with him this week. But a nice piece of journalism from Tom Flanagan of the Telegram this week, just talking with Coach Mulcahy about, of course, his experience, the Wallace experience, as athletes there, the fact that they had this just this little patch of grass, not a beautiful, opulent practice field by any stretch of the imagination, Bill Thomas, and to show just how much it mattered to that school and where it is positionally and what have you, it will now be the crux of the foundation of the brand new building they're building on Highland Street.
Well, it's good that they can expand and remain in that same footprint and not have to move to a different part of the city like some of the high schools have, and they'll still play their home games over at Commerce Park Field, I'm quite sure, which is a beautiful stadium.
First down and 10 to go. The shotgun snap for Callery. Give it to Vega. Stays low to the crowd and slides through the defense. He's down to the left numbers. Sidelines waving him in across the 25-yard line, the 20, and down at the 19-yard line.
Sean Dixon, touchdown-saving tackle right there, but somehow Vega popped out of that crowd, and his feet were churning full speed, and I'm kind of surprised Dixon was able to track him down from behind.
Leominster player down at the end of the play. It's a gain of 37 for Jaron Vega, who was stealthy in his ability to stay below the radar and slide by 10 defenders on his way to a gain of 37.
And that's Vashon, actually, that's still on the ground over there after making that tackle. Don't want to speculate, but Vashon's up. Good to see.
Yeah, he's up, and he's going to be able to trot off on his own power. But
Lighter.
Nice job by the training staff to talk to him and slow him down a little bit so he didn't just dart back out there in any way, shape, or form.
Gets a drink of water from the coaching staff over on the Doherty side.
Man, oh, man.
Great sportsmanship. Coach Mulcahy over there
He
along
was
with
right
the administration.
there,
And
showing concern. Nice.
I was alluding to it a few moments ago. We were talking about Tom Flanagan's article. I mentioned my great conversation I had with Coach Mulcahy this week. We got each other on the telephone and just had a chance to talk, and the amount of respect he has for this rivalry between these two teams. And he kind of reminded me about what the last decade has been like. And Doherty was on the wrong end, Bill Thomas, of this rivalry for quite a bit of this decade that we've all been together calling games. And then all of a sudden, in 2019, they eke out a victory, and then, you know, they kind of feel like they've got the upper hand, at least at the moment, in this matchup.
Well, they have, and
the score certainly does yield that out, and Vega got some room into open space and then coughed up the football.
look, trying to see, but I think the Blue Devils got on it, trying to see who's getting up from the bottom of the pile right there.
Highlander hands it off at the bottom of the pile. It looked like 70. Rob Hawkinson, the right tackle, somehow got on top of the loose football.
Close to a first down here when all is said and done.
Riley Costa was right there too, but couldn't get his arms around it.
Ball's right around the 11-yard line, and Rip Charter says it's first down.
5:58
and counting here in the second quarter. Leominster defense creates separation from the football, but not able to get back on top of it. Rob Hawkinson, the right tackle, with a huge ability to keep this drive alive for the Highlanders and maybe create another scoring opportunity. On 1st and 10 from the Blue Devil 11, going left to right. Callery with the hard snap. Keeps it himself, scampers to the open space, crossing the 10, then the 5, reaches for the pylon, and he is in for the Highlander touchdown. Third rushing touchdown of the day for Noah Callery.
It's tough to bring down once he gets up ahead of steam, and ran over a couple of Blue Devils there.
There's a scrum that has developed down on the field. JV Rodriguez wants to indicate that there was a takeaway. There's already been a signal of a touchdown.
Yeah, JV thought he came up with the ball there and not happy about the conclusion of that play.
20-0. Highlanders with the lead, 5:28 to play in the second quarter.
Callery looking for a confirmation from the official that it was a touchdown. One of his players told him, we already got that. Let's go back to the huddle.
And the point after attempt will come from Max Haynes to make it a full-on 21-0.
And that was Callery as well, correct?
It was his third rushing touchdown of the day at 11 yards to add to his total. Murray gets the hold down. There's a flag out coming from the back judge. The extra point is good. Be interested to see what this is.
And Coach Mulcahy already saying to the official, we'll take that on the kickoff.
Yeah, we heard that.
So that sounds to me like a personal foul penalty.
Maybe jumping up on it back maybe during the attempted block of the extra point. And I know you can't assist yourself from another player. They're having a pretty good discussion about it.
I was going to say, we're having a clinic out there right now. Rip Charter's giving his crew a clinic over this conversation.
See if we can't get a signal.
They
no
pick
flag.
up the flag, and they will wave the flag off. So there will be no flag on that point after attempt. 5:28 to play in the second quarter. It's 21-0 Doherty with the score. We'll keep it right here as that extended debate forced a little bit of time. Dick Tucker trying to generate a little positive energy in the stands, brings on the Michael Jackson here as Leominster is going to spend a timeout before this kickoff. They're going to gather everybody together. Leominster head coach Devin Gates is pulling the entire varsity program in for a huddle right around their own 35-yard line. 5:28 to play in the second quarter with a 21-0 deficit. They are trying to navigate, Kate. I think it's time for a program-changing moment.
Well, and I think this is a key moment. If you're down 21-0, it's still, within reach, but this is going to be kind of the next 5.5 minutes, I think, will determine the outcome of this game, simply because they're digging themselves such a significant deficit. The defense is going to have to, the offense is going to have to answer at some point in time, and right now, this is do or die time for Leominster Blue Devils.
Almost looked like Coach Gates pulled them together and just challenged them to be better. They want to give the ball back to the Highlanders again here in the first half and look at maybe giving up another score. I think he challenged them. Let's put some points on the board and let's stop this right now and show them we know how to play football and stop matching up with them.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Haynes on the approach. End over end goes the kickoff, hops at the 21-yard line. It will be returned by Jonathan Gonzalez. And Gonzalez gets wrapped and taken down on the play. Nice job coming downfield. Looked like 12, Bill Thomas.
Yep.
Manny Muffam able to reel him in.
I struggled with that name earlier.
I was going to say, Muffam it is.
Yep, that's the way we'll go with it. But, yeah, nice one-on-one tackle right there for Gonzalez. Had a chance to get up ahead of steam.
And so Leominster has the ball, first down and 10, their own 24-yard line, coming right to left. For those of you joining us on the K-Zone, or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Plenty of time here for the Blue Devil offense. The problem, the last 3 offensive possessions have all been 3 and out. They need a first down, and they need it desperately.
Using some of that time would be a good start. Constant directing traffic with Newton in the backfield. 3 receivers spread in the formation, 2 at the right. Fake the give. Constant working through his checkdowns. Now he's running for his life. Rolling out to the right. Wrapped up. Helmets off the defender. And Constant is out of bounds at the 19-yard line, losing 2.
Constant needs to learn how to get rid of the ball. Once he starts running for his life right there, he's just got to get past the line of scrimmage marker and save that. He could have saved himself a 5-yard loss, but chose to tuck, run, and then eat it over on the sideline.
It's a sack for Constant. Although, Bill Thomas, I will say that is a development, because better that than throwing it into quad coverage downfield,
Well, I
which
agree.
we've seen as well
at some
points.
point, you just got to realize
ball.
that the play is over,
Correct.
but not lose yardage when you can avoid it.
The delayed give this time. It's Newton. Steps into a hole, across the 25, then the 30, and dragged down at the 33-yard line. Gains back what was lost and then some. Did Mackay Newton on a gain of 13.
And I think that's what the Blue Devils got to go back to. Score irregardless. They're not going to get back in this game on the arm of Caden Constant. He's just not. The team's not built for that. And if it means chewing up the rest of this quarter to get a score and only be down 2 by half, I think they got to stick to a game plan here.
Momentum. Got to find some, got to keep some.
And
Third
remember,
down and 2 to
they'll
go.
be getting the kickoff to start the second half.
Indeed they will. Constant gets a signal from Coach Devin Gates on the sideline. 3 receivers out, 2 at the right, out of this gun. Back to pass. Constant hit high as he throws with a club across the head and no call. Pass will fall incomplete.
My word.
Ebenezer and Koma Gayu in on that pressure
That
on
was-
Caden Constant.
It is usually
but,
a no-brainer if a quarterback gets hit up higher than his neck that it is going to draw a flag. That was a club hand to the side of the helmet and no call. That's just plain dangerous. 4th down and 2 to go. Leominster. Shotgun set, sends out 3 to the right of the formation. And now a flag and a timeout taken by Coach Devin Gates with 4:08 to play in the second quarter. Leominster chasing 21, facing no choice but to have to go for it here in their own territory at their own 33-yard line.
This becomes a difficult spot once again. You only need a yard, but yards have been precious for the Blue Devils to be able to get. Couple that
Something-
with the fact that the Doherty Highlander defense has been penetrating the offensive line of the Blue Devils at will, and you're asking a whole heck of a lot to get just that 1 yard. So that is a big deal right now.
Caden Constant out of the lineup here, not part of that team huddle to go off for this 4th down play.
It's like JC
over here
then.
on the sideline making a change of quarterback here for this 4th and 2.
And it's gonna
kind
be-
of curious there when I saw Caden walk out of that huddle and Coach Gates calling a whole new package, going with that snowball package.
And Bill Thomas,
We'll have to
all
see
I know
what happens
is
here.
if this is designed to go straight up following that plow and not pass the football, the Highlanders know it. They've seen it on tape. The snap for Cora. Snowplow clears the road. Cora crosses the 35-yard line. That should be enough. The ball looked like it got there. The wing officials say it is enough, and it is a first down for Leominster.
And they have not had one since the 3rd offensive play of the game. They are now in their 5th offensive possession, and it's been all the way back to the 3rd offensive play of the game that Leominster has had their previous first down.
Gutsy call going straight up the middle against that beef in the middle of the Highlander defensive line.
Couldn't agree more, but it was successful.
4 receivers evenly spread in a shotgun set for Constant on 1st and 10 from his own 35. Back to pass, tiptoe, launches downfield, looking for Rodriguez, overthrown and incomplete in double coverage. But Rodriguez had beat 2 defenders downfield. Clock stopped on the incompletion, 3:33 to play in the second quarter, and a 21-0 Highlander lead.
The passing game has been a difficulty for the Blue Devils all night. Constant 1 of 8, so he's only completed 13% of his passes. It was for 4 yards to J.C. Cora. Right now, there's not a lot of dynamicism. It's basically one-dimensional. The only thing that's working, and it's not working that well right now, is the run game.
4 receivers evenly spread once again. Snap, Constant, fake the give, kept it himself. Races into open space on the right of the formation. Levels a defender crossing midfield and takes on another one crossing the 45 and down at the Highlander 44-yard line. The steamroller for Caden Constant gains 20.
Tobias Hare, number 16 for the Highlanders, just kind of looking around, trying to get the number of that bus, and Caden just lowered his shoulder right there and picked up an additional 10 yards after he ran through that attempted tackle.
Billy, we are used to seeing that. We've been watching Tyler Thibodeau from St. Bernard's put that kind of hurt down. You're not used to seeing that from the quarterback.
Well, I wouldn't put Caden Constant in your prototypical type quarterback. He's built more like a fullback, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he can put a lick on you.
5'10", 195 pounds, just came right across the head of Tobias Hare, the junior defensive end.
Tobias up. I think they're asking him what day it is and if he knows where he is, but
seems like he's okay. Heads to the sideline with Coach Mulcahy.
Under his own power, we might add, which
well,
is
it's
good
April
to see.
vacation. That might be a more difficult question than you would
Indeed,
think.
this is very true.
When I'm on vacation, I don't know what day of the week it is, so don't ask the tough questions here.
Just ask him where he is. That, you know where you are.
Indeed.
I'm on a football field. Good enough.
That's a good start. That's a step in the right direction anyway. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Highlanders as Leominster goes right to left here in the second quarter of action.
So let's play another game. Is this the first time the Blue Devils, Kate, have been on the Highlanders side of midfield?
That is correct, Bill Thomas. First
my
time
memory,
all night.
I wish my memory wasn't that good.
Shotgun set, 4 receivers spread evenly.
Billy's been quizzing me all night on
Indeed,
this.
he
I'm just
has.
keeping you on point.
My word.
Constant on 2 with the snap, and the give this time is for Newton. Newton gets a little help as the defense clears themselves out, and he races to the edge right down around the 42-yard line. It might have been a lateral gain of about 2. Call it 2nd down and 8.
A lot of running there just to pick up 2, but you're right, Todd. The Highlanders got in their own way there and created their own blocking scheme. Kind of got themselves tangled up. That it's going to end up being a 2 to 4 yard loss right there. Somehow got some positive yardage out of it.
Very interesting to take a look at this Highlander defense. Not only have they been prolific in the trenches in those A and B gaps, but they've been setting the outside edge. And Leominster really trying to have to figure out the key to this particular puzzle. It's working every now and again, but they are struggling.
Shotgun set, trips right, back to pass. Constant hangs in the pocket, looks over the middle for the slant from Rodriguez, and it's incomplete behind him. And Rodriguez is screaming back at the line at Caden Constant.
That was an errant pass, and that went right through the hands of John Miha.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and he looked at his hands and wondered why the football wasn't in him.
It's one thing to struggle, it's another thing to take it out on each other, though. That's my general concern.
Yeah, you can't stop bickering, especially on field. You're going to have a conversation. Bring it in the locker room.
Talking about routes, though. Talking about routes.
I mean, you want to have a route discussion. Come on back to your quarterback and tell him where he went wrong.
Trip set up, stacked on top of one another at the right of the formation. It's a shotgun set, Constant with Newton on 3rd down and 8 to go. Good snap, Constant. Pushed up in the pocket. He's going to tuck and run. Up the middle of the field, cross the 40. High load, crossing the 35, but spun down to the 33-yard line.
They're going to mark it short.
The officials
that's a
coming
terrible
in
spot.
just
That's
shy
awful.
of this one, indeed.
This near official here should have the spot, but they're going to cut him about a half a yard short there. I'd like to see him move the football up with that second official.
34-yard
did.
line looks
And
like
they
it.
do.
They
Yeah.
moved it to this official. He had that spot all the way, and that gives him that first down. Good adjustment right there by the crew.
Coach Mulcahy wasn't happy about it, and he chirped his way in, but I agree. The official on the near sideline seemed like he had followed the nose of the football down the field to the 34 or the 33.5 yard line. Either way, it's a first down, 2:15 and counting here in quarter number 2. And Leominster chasing 21 as they continue to matriculate from right to left.
10th play of the drive coming up for the Blue Devils. They've had 3 first downs thus far in the drive.
Back to pass, Newton sets up a block to give Constant another minute, but that's not long enough. It's a sack in the backfield.
That pocket
wrestling.
continues to collapse.
And there's going to be a flag. Caleb Naccioni is going to get called for a forearm to the head. Although there's a lot of pointing happening. Naccioni responded with the forearm. That's when the flag came out, but now I have concerns about who they're going to ultimately bill. Maybe they're going to hit Tommy Flynn, the defensive end, for holding on to Naccioni.
Well, I don't think Naccioni was in any hurry to get up, and Flynn wanted him off him. So we might see matching personal fouls here just to get him to calm down.
Probably a better choice. Personal foul signaled against the Highlanders. First time a flag maybe in 2021 benefited Leominster in a personal foul. It's a 15-yard penalty. They'll mark it off. They'll still walking across the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Well, Naccioni did a good job there drawing that penalty. Lucky he didn't get matching personal fouls.
Remember, not an automatic first down. That's a federation rule. So after the enforcement, it's 2nd down and 2 to go. Give it to Newton. Found some room in the defense. Cross the 20. Leaps, giving up his feet across the 10 and down around the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 16 for Newton when he needed 2, but it'll be a first down and goal to go for the Blue Devils 98 seconds before halftime.
Biggest gain of the day, I think, for the Blue Devils.
Shotgun set, trips to the right, single receivers, Cora. Constant, faked the give, kept it himself, spun around and gets hit well out of bounds. No call there either. Constant just looking for some help up, and Cora will help him up.
Like a high helmet grab there on the spin move, but no call.
One thing that concerned me is Constant kind of lost where he was on the field. He was still in bounds initially, and then kind of backpedaled 2 steps out of bounds when he was starting to get hit.
Well, he tends to turn his back to the defender, especially a second defender if he sees him coming.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's just you're kind of giving yourself up when I think you should take that player on.
And no gain on the play. 2nd and goal to go from the Highlander 9. Pistol set this time. Give it to Newton. Newton grabbed as he gets to the line of scrimmage and then finished off from behind by Tommy Flynn, who came all the way around the long way to get on the back of Newton and put him down.
Bismarck Adoru there had first grab on him and waited for the reinforcements to show up.
1:08 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Leominster looks toward their sideline. 3rd down and goal to go from the Highlander 8.
They need this badly.
Oh, it certainly does feel like it. 3 receivers out in the formation, 2 wide to the right, single tight to the left. Newton will switch to the right pocket of Constant, who asks for the football. Play action fake. Give. Wide open. Rodriguez through his hands and incomplete.
Unguarded.
No defender out there either. Good play call. They had the right play for the defense, but couldn't execute it. Just threw it a little too hot. Looked like Rodriguez just could not get his hands up in time.
And the Blue Devils are going to be forced to go for it here on 4th down.
Timeout taken on the field. Leominster will spend the timeout with 42 seconds left here, facing a 4th and goal from the Highlander 8-yard line.
Might as well. You can't take him in the clubhouse.
And this feels like make or break.
Coach Sean Mulcahy is fired up in the midst of his defense. He wants this drive over, and he wants it over now.
Well, he knows they got away with one there, and somebody blew an assignment, and the defensive secondary didn't get out there in coverage. You know, Blue Devils picked up on it, but just failed to convert. Might not get another opportunity that wide open rest of the night.
Leominster with a chance for 2 for 1 here. They're getting the ball after halftime. A score here, a score again right after halftime on a sustained drive, and all of a sudden a very different football game in the second half.
Well, that's it. Looking for that proverbial 2 for 1 here, but if you don't get the first one, you can't call it a 2 for 1.
That's right.
All for naught.
Last second messages from both coaching staffs, and here comes what feels like a very important 4th down and goal to go from the 8-yard line. Shotgun set, trip set up wide to the right. Cora is in one-on-one coverage. He's tight to the formation left. Jonathan Gonzalez, check it, no. In the backfield now, it looks like a fullback. It's Nico Martinez. Constant on the delay, takes it up the middle himself. Loses direction, gang tackled. No gain on the play. Turnover on downs. Highlander defense stands.
And one opportunity by the wayside, and they didn't get another one right there. The defense did a good job collapsing on Caden. You know, he tucked the run, and there was just nowhere to run.
Leominster had their shot on that drive. It was a wide open miss. Unable to reel it in for J.V. Rodriguez. That was the scoring opportunity on the drive at the doorstep. And now Noah Callery in tight formation is going to kneel this down just one time. And the Highlanders go to the locker room here at historic Doyle Field, up 21 at halftime. Doherty on top of Leominster by a 21-0 score at the half here at historic Doyle Field. Full halftime report next. We'll get you scores from around the region. Kate's got your first half stat recap. It's going to be filled with a lot of numbers. Some of them are going to favor Doherty, and then, yeah, they're all going to favor Doherty, but more information's coming up at the half.
There's no way to sugarcoat it.
Nope, Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments. All that's forthcoming as we continue here on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, with our partners at Leominster TV. 21-0 Doherty at the half. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors: Richardson Funeral Home, www.richardsonfuneralhome.net, the Il Camino Restaurant, www.ilcamino-restaurant.com, and by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.
Here at historic Doyle Field, it's 21-0 Doherty over Leominster at the half. Let's talk unrivaled moment of the first half. It's brought to you by Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles, your local dealer. See them if you're buying or selling. Family owned and recommended by banks. Dunkin' Donuts Plaza, Route 12 in Sterling, or by phone at 978-422-8228. At Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles, their business is money. Their business right now, Bill Thomas, is the Sterling Rare Coins and Collectibles unrivaled moment of the first half, and it's your choice. Which of Noah Callery's touchdown runs would you like?
I'll go with the first one. I think, was it about a 20-yard run down here to our left in the first quarter? He set the tone with that run, and he doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal the entire first half. And if the Blue Devils don't do something, they're going to get a steady dose of Callery in the second half, too, along with mixing in some Vega. But he's really been the star of the first half of the Doherty Highlanders.
And an interesting point you make, Bill Thomas. Let's move us right into our mid-game adjustments. They're brought to you by...
I couldn't wait because there's too many to talk about.
Indeed. They're brought to you by Builders Surplus in Lunenburg, a great selection of first-quality building materials at prices you will like. Online at builders-surplus.com or stop by 29 Summer Street. You know what you need. Get it at Builders Surplus for less. Builders Surplus brings us Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments.
Well, for the Blue Devils, you got to find a way to stop Callery and just let somebody else beat you. You can't let one player dominate you the way Callery did that first half. Yeah, he did have some help from Vega, but it was really about 75-25 when it came to offensive output. Blue Devils not only need to find a way to stop Callery, they need to find a way to put some points on the board. So I don't care what the score is. If you have a 0, it can be 7-0, it can be 87-0. A loss is a loss, but you don't like them ugly ones. You got to find a way to put some points on the board here. And we talk about this all the time. Win the second half and have something to build on for next week.
Bill Thomas, let's be specific. Callery 83, Vega 65 yards.
Yeah, he pitched in pretty good, but Callery's got those 3 check marks.
You got it.
Next to his stat line.
Exclamation marks.
Indeed. Max Haynes has the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. He's on the approach. Away he goes with the side of the foot. It'll skip the ball up to Jonathan Gonzalez. He's still fumbling the football. He's able to reel it in, still on his feet. Spins across the 25, then the 30, 40 inside line, pushed out of bounds from behind at midfield. Talk about turning nothing into something. Jonathan Gonzalez, that was a complete disaster.
No, hold on. It wasn't nothing. It was a disaster into something. Not nothing into that had disaster written all over it. I mean, just getting tackled would have been nothing. Putting the ball on the ground, that's disaster.
And giving it away deep in your own territory.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't blow. I mean, he was stopped a half a dozen times too. Lucky to get some positive yardage.
I was going to say, whatever he did.
Very fortunate right there.
Boy, was he determined to get that ball back, kept his wits about him, and found some room down the sideline.
Blue Devils got some of their best starting field position all night.
First down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils, their own 48-yard line at left hash. Pistol set, Constant the snap, give it to Voshan Dixon. Good to see he's back in the game, but he is being held high around the neck, and the whistle will kill the play. That was Kofi Asari, the defensive end, came across with the headlock, stopping Dixon's forward progress at a loss of 3.
Going in the wrong direction again. We're seeing some very significant penetration in the trenches by the Doherty offensive linemen and their linebackers. Right now, the Leominster offensive front is porous at best.
2nd down and 13, back at the Blue Devil 46-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 at the right of Constant. Snap, fake the give for Dixon. Snaps it right over the middle, incomplete. It's Durkin or Cora. Somebody is late to that ball for the 2nd time tonight.
And both of them are in the middle, drawing about 6 Highlanders with them, all into the same general area code.
Brings up a 3rd and 13 back at the 46-yard line of Leominster.
Blue Devils need to move the sticks here. You don't want to end up having to go 3 and out in the opening possession of the second half, trailing by 21.
Pistol set for Constant, Dixon behind him. Asks for the football, fake the give, rolling out Constant, racing for the edge, throws down the sideline, Durkin wide open, and reels it in, down the right sideline, across the 30, the 20, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What a catch by Eamon Durkin, and what a find by Caden Constant on the run. It's a pitch and catch that's good for 38 and a Leominster first down. Bill Thomas, Caden Constant is not a pocket passer. He's better off throwing on the run.
Yeah, he is, but unfortunately, Caden has a habit of once he starts running, he stops looking. Good job running with his head up there and not just running for the sideline, but continuing to angle downfield. Had a good look.
1st and 10 Blue Devils. The give for Dixon this time and right into the pile. Crossing the 15-yard line and down at the 14 goes for a gain of 1.
But you're right. Caden just doesn't drop back and stand there. He doesn't have the size to do that really because once the linemen start getting pushed on him, you know, he's given up 4 to 6 inches to his front 4 on both sides of the ball. So he's got to get himself out of trouble, but he's got to learn to maybe slow down and set and not be too committed to the run too quickly and still continue to look for his progressions.
2nd down and 8. Constant signaling back over to Coach Devin Gates. 10-20 and counting here in the 3rd. 10 seconds on the play clock. Constant asks for the football. Fake the give. Wait. Throws 3-quarter. Finds the tight end. It's Nathan Taylor to the goal line. And a touchdown strike of 13 yards.
Good job right there. Caden stood in the pocket, took a hit, but delivered a strike. Good job right there. And Blue Devils did exactly what they needed to do with this opening kickoff. They got half of that, you know, before the half, after the half, the double possession, but they were good job converting right there. Points to start the second half.
Santee Rodriguez kicking right to left here in the 3rd quarter. Low snap, but they got it down. Kick is up, and it's through. Teams coming back up the field. 10-10 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and Leominster's on the board. It's Doherty 21 and Leominster 7. A break, and we're back with more. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Bill Thomas, sorely needed was that score.
Oh, absolutely. Just a morale booster. You know, it might not lead to, winning the ball game, but once again, let's break this down. Let's win a quarter. Let's win a half. Let's show them that we can also be productive on offense and not let them run roughshod over us with their offense. Now the Blue Devils got to go out there and play some defense. We know they can play defense. Hasn't really shown up tonight, but they're playing a very tough Doherty offense, which we harped on before the game started, averaging 35 points a game, 140 points over 4 games. And they've shown their offensive prowess tonight.
Back to Doyle Field in Leominster. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right for Nico Martinez. And Martinez with a little pooch, trying to steal this one. It's still loose. Leominster may have been there. The pig pile ensues. Leominster think they got to it, and everybody's bidding. The officials have not made it official yet. Officials to the bottom of the pile. It's Leominster football.
Couldn't see who came up with the ball there. A lot of Blue Devils had their hands in on it. Looked like number 2, Mackay Newton is the last one off the pile there. He's getting some congratulations. He might get credit for that, the onside kick recovery.
And it was a nice onside kick attempt for Nico Martinez. He went down kind of as the wedge buster, and then you saw it in the opening kickoff of the ball game. They weren't able to steal it, but they were able to steal it with their opening kickoff of the second half. Leominster a chance for 2 for 1 here, just done a little bit differently. 1st and 10 at the Highlander 45. Wide receiver screen, and now it is being blown dead. It's being blown dead, incomplete. From 20 yards off the play, the back judge has to come in to confirm it, but he had the angle. It was a trap. That thing got one-hopped to J.V. Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think the side judge here had it right at the beginning. He was blowing his whistle, but the back judge came in to confirm it, that tap on the turf. Yeah, that looked like a bounce from up here.
Hear
But
the thud.
tried to sell it. You got to give J.V. Credit for trying to sell the play. Don't give up till you hear the whistle.
Back to the 45 they come. 2nd down and 10 from the Highlander 45. Right to left, their march continues. Here on the K-Zone, left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. The give is for Dixon, who slashes his way out to the right of the formation. Flags are out on the play at the 44-yard line.
I think it's going to be holding on Kyle Philbin.
Indeed, it very well might be. That would be from the offside of the play. Let's wait and see where this comes, because that would be coming. Play was going right. If that hold comes from the left of the formation, it seems like an awfully difficult scenario there where you'd be holding on when the play was going away from you.
I think Kyle got turned, though, and kind of grabbed from the back after he saw he was getting beat. Even though his defender, he's not really sure where the play's going there and trying to save somebody. Just doing what he can to try to slow down the defensive player.
And so Leominster, after recovering the onside kick after scoring, now finds themselves in a 2nd down and 20, back across midfield at their own 45-yard line, going the wrong way downfield. The give is for Dixon. Dixon into the pile, spun up at midfield. They marked him down at the Leominster 49.
Came down funny.
Indeed he did. He kind of got spun one way in the upper body. His lower body seemed like it went the other. 9.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster chasing 14. Constant looks over at the sideline with Dixon. Trips are wandering out to the right of the formation.
See if the Blue Devils offense get a matchup they like here. Working those trips.
There seemed to be some confusion with Caden Constant as he looked over to Coach Devin Gates. 10 seconds on the play clock downfield. And they'll ask for the football. Constant the snap. He's rolling out on the run. He will throw low. Underneath, the pass is caught right at the stick for J.C. Core at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 15.
Caden with a bullet out there. Somehow finding J.C. Core in a minefield of Doherty Highlanders, but throwing a strike right there.
And Leominster's drive continues. 1st and 10 now at the Highlander 34-yard line, Kate.
And I'm sorry I walked all over you on that. Dixon wanted a face mask. He had a defender up in his face mask as the blocking scheme was coming, and Caden was rolling out behind it. I apologize for walking on you on that.
No worries. Shotgun set here. 3 receivers out, 2 left. Snap, the delay, give. This is Newton into the game, and he kind of got popped and rolled over toward the 30-yard line. Goes for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7.
Blue Devils rotating their tailbacks in and out. Vashawn Dixon getting the majority of the carries here to start the second half, but we see Newton back in there now, spelling Dixon.
Constant in a shotgun set, 4 receivers, 2 aside. Long snap, but it got there. Now give it to Newton. Created some room up the middle of the field. Got the 25, then the 20. Down around the 18-yard line. It's a Leominster 1st down on a Newton scamper of 13.
Good job right up the middle. You know, they're kind of taking advantage of that Doherty defensive front. Doherty's running a kind of an odd front 4, 2 down linemen in the middle, and then 2 stand-up linemen on the ends. And Blue Devils are finding a way to pick that middle apart. It looks like they got the numbers there straight up the middle.
Pistol set this time. Constant fakes, now rolls to the left. He's going to keep it himself as he gets to left edge. Fakes out a defender crossing the 10. Still on his feet, tiptoeing across the 5. And he's out of bounds with a Blue Devil 1st down and goal to go at the 4-yard line.
And somehow he evaded Michael Boutros, who came flying across the field there. And he just did a boxer's duck right there from a haymaker. And he was about to, I don't know how Caden felt. He must have felt that or heard him coming. But nice little duck and bob and weave there to pick up an extra 5 yards and save himself. Here we go with that package again, Todd. You see the substitutions they just made.
Constant gains 15, and now Cora goes to the Wildcat quarterback spot with the snowplow in front of him. 3 downed running backs in a 3-point stance. The snap, Cora into the pile. He got caught from behind as he was getting to the line of scrimmage and pulled back. Nice job by the defender coming all the way around on that one. Looked like 21 on that one, Bill Thomas. Bismarck Adoro went the long way around, but he got to Cora before he got to the line.
He did. Cora looked a little confused on the snap count there, and that snap back to him needs to be tight.
Crisp.
Needs to be crisp because you can't give the defenders, like you say, time to come around the edge, and I think that's what happened right there.
Same package on the field again.
Gotta be sharp.
The snap this time, he's going to roll to the outside. Blocker in front of him is Kyle Philbin to the goal line, and a Blue Devil touchdown for J.C. Cora.
Well, they sold that snowplow, and Cora did the right thing, bounced it outside, evaded all the Highlanders who were packed inside, able to beat them to the corner.
And don't look now, 6:57 to play in the third quarter, and Leominster's back in the football game.
Big extra point right here, though.
Santi Rodriguez marks off the distance.
Got to stay even.
Kicking right to left up toward the Morton Street Hill. High snap. Nice job by the holder to get it down. That's Durkin, and Rodriguez drives it through. Team's coming back up the field. 6:57 to play in the third quarter. The score. Doherty 21, Leominster 14. A break and we're back with more. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV, and that's what Leominster needed. A 2-for-1, and they make it count.
And I don't know if anybody noticed, but all of a sudden we have a crowd here. Crowds woke up, but Leominster's done a good job right there, taking control of that kickoff there from the second half and bringing it down the field. Doing a good job right there with that onside kick and then converting that into 7 more. Things are going well here to start the third quarter, and we're only less than 6 minutes into it.
Back in the bowl at historic Doyle Field. Oh, how it is good to be home here on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Happy to have you along with us on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, and with our partners at Leominster TV across the way, Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32, and Leominster.tv for the stream. Flags and whistles kill this kickoff off the foot of Nico Martinez. Somebody had a procedure problem.
Crossed the line a little too quick, or trying to get a head start or something.
Be a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick coming up here.
If you told me, Todd, that 5 minutes gone in the third quarter and Leominster was going to be back in this ball game, I would have sent you for an examination. But somehow they found a way, and they're playing Blue Devil football and mixing it up nice. A couple good passes completed by Caden, and playing heads up is about the best way to put it. And cutting out the penalties here, which allows drives to continue.
Cliche as it is, Bill Thomas, you know, you say where there's a will, there's a way. Finally, there feels like there's a will in order to make something happen, and Leominster's found a way. 14 unanswered points to open the second half.
Well, they've come out with a fresh sense of urgency, I think.
And Billy, one of the other interesting things, Doherty's offense has not seen the field since 10 seconds remaining in the first half. They've been off for the 10-minute halftime and for a significant portion of this third quarter.
Martinez sends this one end over end. It'll be returned from the 30-yard line with a little bit of room. A nice little shimmy there by Tobias Hare, but it slowed him down enough that allowed the Leominster Gunners to come downfield and wrap him up right there at the 35-yard line.
Bill Thomas, I've got the question for you. What's the best way to stop a team from scoring?
Don't let them get the ball.
Keep their offense off the field,
exactly right.
Kickoff brought to you by Manny's Appliances. With warm weather here, it's grilling season. Time to stop by Manny's Appliances for the latest in Weber grills. In stock now and fully assembled. Buy the best. From Manny's, 120 Hamilton Street, Leominster, the official appliance dealer of the Worcester Red Sox.
So let's come back to reality here. 2 scores are nice. You're still down a score. You can't let Doherty score here because then you're still chasing 2 scores and you're right back where you were.
And here's Callery in a shotgun set on first and 10 at his own 35, coming left to right. The delayed give, and here it is. It's Vega with some room. Shimmies off a defender in Durkin. Still on his feet across the 45. Flag is out on the play as the play comes dead at midfield.
This is going to be against J.V. Rodriguez all the way across the field. Took somebody's helmet off.
Something going on out there. Playing with the wide receiver I saw, and I think you saw the same thing, Kate.
Yep.
Listen, we're talking about lack of penalties, and I think this is going to jump up and bite the Blue Devils.
So right now, Vega has a 15-yard pickup.
It's going to be on the end
It's
of the
a major
run.
face mask against Leominster away from the play.
Yep.
That lack of discipline is staggering at this point in week 5.
And that's going to get tacked on not as a spot foul, but from the end of the play.
So it's 15
So it's
on top
yards
of 15.
plus the 15.
It's 30 yards total.
That's a tough play to swallow right there.
So right now, 8 penalties, 72 yards in penalties for the Blue Devils. For Doherty, 3 penalties covering 30 yards.
I don't fancy myself a coach, nor do I ever want to play one. But I do know what I would do in this circumstance if we continue to run into this same problem. It involves this long blue piece of metal over here on the near sideline and butts that would be sitting on
Nobody's sitting on right now?
That's correct. On 1st down and 10 to go, here come the Highlanders. Callery looks out to the left and throws complete. That pass caught out of the air this time by Jonte Atherley, who angles for a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Nice job by Dixon out there on defense, playing the corner spot. Actually I think he's playing the safety.
6 minutes and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter, 21-14. Leominster back in the football game, but creating some space with penalties to allow the Highlanders to move the ball down the field.
They got to find a way to stop the Highlanders here. You can't let them build that lead back up to 2 scores, and all the good stuff you've done the first 5 minutes of this
Would be all
second
for
half,
naught.
all for naught. Exactly right, Todd and Kate.
2nd down and 9, shotgun set, low snap fielded by Callery. He races to the edge, through, then spins across the defense, wide open to the goal line, nobody there. A 33-yard touchdown run for Noah Callery, his 4th on the day, and that one set up by a 15-yard personal foul that created the opportunity for him to take the ball downfield for number 4.
Yeah, it just gave Doherty back all the momentum right there, and then Callery just took hold of it and dragged that momentum right into the end zone.
5:28 to play in the 3rd quarter, make it 27-14 Highlanders with Max Haynes' point after coming up. Tom Murray does the holding. Haynes will mark the distance off. Snap, Murray gets it down. Haynes' kick is just over the bar, and it got deflected off of his foot, but it did have enough to carry the bar. Back up the field comes the team. 5:28 to play in the 3rd quarter. 14-point lead once again for the Highlanders at 28-14. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV, and you had a great look at it as that penalty was over on your side of the field. You got the look at it as it was away from the play. That's the unfortunate part of how that play kind of bears out. Down the field goes Callery.
And it happened right in front of the official. I mean, no 2 ways about it.
And the opposing bench.
You can't look the other way. And, you say officials can probably call a penalty on every play if they so choose to. I mean, nothing like helping the official out right there.
Back to Doyle Field in Leominster on a Saturday night under the lights here. Game 2 of our day-night doubleheader. It's the nightcap. Leominster and Doherty battling here in week 5 of action. Highlanders respond to a 14-0 Leominster run with a score of their own, going back up by 14, a 28-14 score with 5:28 to play here in the 3rd quarter, kicking off from left to right to send Leominster back on the offensive side of the ball potentially, but I'm noticing Max Haynes is calling his team in. They're going to kind of huddle up right on that 35-yard line where they will line up. Haynes wants to talk to his team as he positions the ball on the T40-yard line at our left.
Could be trying a directional kick, Todd, and might just want to let them know the kick team which side he's trying to aim on.
Clearly, he would like to avoid finding.
They want to keep it away from JV
Rodriguez,
yes.
If
they can. We'll see.
And here comes Haynes, sends it long, end over end downfield, and Rodriguez has to go over the shoulder style to make the catch at the 10-yard line. Now try to find some room, lowering the shoulder across the 10 and finished off at the 30-yard line, make it the 31-ish.
Taking on Manny Mufum there, but a little bit of help after that. Another half dozen Highlanders in to help finish it off the tackle.
5:18 to play here in the third quarter, and Leominster's back on offense, facing a long field once again.
Blue Devils going with this kind of sugar huddle, I guess. Everybody's standing around waiting for the sideline.
46th offensive play coming up for the Blue Devils. Their average time of possession per drive, 2 minutes, 4 seconds.
They need to put something together here. A quick score, a 2-minute score would be just what the doctor ordered.
Indeed it would. 2 receivers tight to the boundary left. Single receiver and one-on-one is Rodriguez. Wide right. The snap and the give straight up the middle of the field. This is Newton. Newton forward across the 35 and down at the 37-yard line.
Newton doing a good job tonight, ripping off yards in bunches.
9 carries, 50 yards, 5.6 yards is his average per carry.
We'll have a check of the second half time and temperature here after this play. 2nd down and 4 to go. Pistol formation sets up here. 3 receivers tripped out to the right. Single receivers Cora tight to the boundary left. Snap and the give. This time it was delayed to Newton to the middle of the pile. Short gain on the play, maybe a couple. Will set up 3rd down and 3 to go. The right truck can make your job easier, and Chapdelaine Truck Center has been selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chaptruck.com. 44 degrees under cloudy skies, 7:43 on a Saturday night. Happy to have you with us here on April the 17th.
Where's the
flag is out on that one. No problem. The handoff went to
saw
Newton.
that.
Full face mask grab, and down goes Newton. And that is Eben and Nokma will get called for the major face mask.
And
There's
unfortunately, go ahead, Kate. I'm
There's
sorry.
no gain on the play, but obviously we're going to have the penalty yardage coming up here.
Noko was all over that. And he didn't invert and reach, but he had that tackle for a loss if he just didn't go high.
Rip Charter says major face mask, 15-yard penalty, plenty of yards, as the ball will walk all the way across midfield and be placed down at the Highlander 47-yard line. Sean Mulcahy is on fire. We can hear him screaming from the other side of the field.
Not sure he's mad about probably one of the most clearest, easiest called penalties we've seen all night.
Snap.
Nobody there.
There was nobody there.
Whoops.
Constance making this up as he goes. He gets some blocks. Now the edge, 40-yard line, stumbles to the 35 and is pushed down at about the 36-yard line, but it is enough for a Leominster first down. He turned around, Bill Thomas, and your reaction was honest, and that was the same thing Caden thought. There's supposed to be a running back here to give the football to, and there was nobody there.
Fortunately, he made a good decision to run to the short side here. And
10 yards and a first down.
He just doesn't want to go out of bounds. He's on the verge of going out of bounds right there with one more hit. He turned back in play to absorb another hit to try to get another yard. Just no quitting that kid.
Shotgun set, trips out to the right of the formation, single receiver left. Constant scans and asks for the football. Faked, calls his own number, right up the middle of the B gap. Cross the 30-yard line, taken off his feet, down to the 27-yard line. That's a gain of another 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2 to go.
Nice job right there. Finding his hole, no hesitation there. Design play. Keeper all the way off the right tackle.
Right now from the quarterback spot, Caden Constant, 11 rushes, totaling 53 yards. He's averaging 4.8 yards per carry for the Blue Devils from the quarterback spot.
2nd down and 2 to go. Shotgun set. In the backfield, it's Gonzalez. No, make it Martinez standing next to Constant. 3 receivers open at the right. Back to pass. Constant goes to the one-on-one for Cora, who's in double coverage, long and incomplete.
Had him.
He kind of got pinballed back and forth between defenders. Little concern to reach out there was Cora. That maybe bringing it in might involve taking a pop from one of them. And so it will go long and incomplete and leaves you 3rd down and 2 to go.
Need this, though.
Indeed you do. Back at the 28-yard line?
27.
27-yard line, 2:46 to play here in the 3rd. Constant with 3 receivers in the formation. The snap, fake the give, called his own number. Wide open and sack. Untouched into the backfield. There's Bismarck Adoro, the senior again, blitzing off the edge, and nobody picked him up. Constant sacked. Loss of 5 on the play.
Clean shot there, right off the, just to the left of center, and nobody blocking him. Like you say, Todd, a clean shot from that linebacker position. Just shot the gap, and Caden didn't even get 1 foot in the ground.
And this will be 4th down all the way back. Their 33-yard line is about loss of 5.
Yeah, the Highlander 33 as Leominster goes right to left or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV.
Offense stays on the field.
Indeed they do. They're going to go for it here. Down 14. Constant asks for the ball with 3 receivers in his set. Gets a block. Now Jim gets away with a hold.
No, he does
Nonetheless, the flag is out, and there is an interception thrown downfield. Alex Boutros makes the interception as once again Constant overthrows his intended receiver and right to Boutros.
Yeah, that play had ugly written all over it, but the obvious hold behind the play here and led to the interception. It was on 4th down, so probably if the pass goes incomplete, Doherty ends up with better field position, but they'll take the interception.
1:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and if nothing else, Bill Thomas, it's kind of like a punt. It might have driven you deeper down the field than a punt may have, given the way things have been going on the special team side of things.
But you got to remember that was 4th down.
Right, that's what I mean. So in the end, you don't like giving up the interception, but
punting. But you know, once again, if Doherty had let that ball fall, they would have had another 10 to 12 yards in field position.
By making the interception, you're at your own 19 coming left to right.
But they like that stat.
Indeed they do.
When that ball's coming at you, you're not thinking about field position.
Indeed you're not. Callery in the shotgun set with 2 receivers. The give, it's Vega. Takes it off the left side, and Jack Philbin, acting as the bear trap, is getting dragged along for an extra 3 or 4 yards by Vega to the 26-yard line.
And that's Vega's 11th carry, 85 yards right now for Vega. But he is the 2nd most productive rusher for the Highlanders. Of course, Callery, the athlete, 9 carries, 116 yards out of the quarterback spot.
And 4, count them, 4 rushing touchdowns.
That's true. All of 10 yards or more away from the goal line.
My, oh my.
11, 21, 26, and 33 yards apiece.
And he's elected to go for a prep year. He's going to play at Worcester Academy down in southern Worcester County and then see what his college options are after a 5th year. Low snap, Callery calls his own number, bounces across the 30, got the sideline, flag out behind the play. Callery races over to the near side and into the Blue Devil bench, out of bounds around the 40.
Looks like we might have a hold behind the play, though.
And it is a hold signaled.
And I think it's
defensive coordinator Kevin Murphy was incensed, and he was going to discuss it with one of his players. But meanwhile, the hold goes against the Highlanders. It'll be 10 yards from the 30-yard line. They're going back to their own 20, which will set up a 2nd down and about 9.
And wipes out about a 15-yard gain by Callery.
Yep.
And they marked it at the 22. So the flag came out at the 32-yard line. 52 seconds to play here in the 3rd. 28-14, the lead for Doherty is 14 points. From our Walker Orthodontics mobile broadcast booth, Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, and happy to have you along with us. Is someone in your pod not sleeping well? Talk to Walker Orthodontics in Lunenburg, a pioneer in advanced airway orthodontics. Online at drwalker.com, Walker Orthodontics is your first step to a better night's sleep. Shotgun set for Callery here on 2nd down and 8 to go. And look at this, he races out to the edge again and runs away from everybody. Nobody gonna catch him, trying to race him down. He's all the way. 5th rushing touchdown of the day for Noah Callery on the same play. Back to back, he runs away for 78 yards and his 5th rushing touchdown of the day.
And did you see when he was running right at us, Todd, the first 10 yards? He must have shifted his shoulder 3, maybe 4 times. Little deke, a little duck, slow the defender down, duck under a tackle. But as soon as he gained that sideline, there was no catching him. It looked like, was that Riley Costa or Jonathan Gonzalez, one of the two, almost was able to run him down, but that last-ditch tackle came up just a bit short.
Early prediction for the first Saturday in May. I want Callery coming out of a rail spot at Churchill Downs in the 10th race in the Kentucky Derby. That ball is down. Heinous kick up, wide of the mark. Extra point, no good. Team's coming back up the field. 34-14, a 20-point advantage for the Highlanders. More to come. This is Leominster High School football. On the K-Zone. Sarcasm that was not as we continue to bonus coverage. I want him in a horse race. I absolutely want Callery to be quarterbacking my team going down the field. I have never seen anyone in a quarterback spot run like that.
No, he's got tailback speed, and that might be, if he's going to play next level, his future might be a tailback. But as a quarterback, he's got the size. You know, he's got the look. He plays with an air of confidence about him. And he's definitely not afraid to call his own number, and he knows what to do with it when he's got the ball tucked under his arm.
Bonus coverage over on Leominster TV as we welcome you back here on the K-Zone. Happy to have you along with us. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins. When radio steps away, you get the bonus analysis over on Leominster TV. As we continue here, right foot put into it by Heinous, all the way downfield. Will be returned from the 15-yard line by J.V. Rodriguez with a head of steam. Coming right to left downfield, bumps into his own player and gets taken off his feet at the Leominster 30-yard line. That was not a Highlander. That was most definitely a Blue Devil that just tackled J.V. Rodriguez.
Yeah, and it looks like Jonathan Gonzalez down on one knee over there. I think that might have been who collided with J.C. Might have been trying to put a block on somebody to had J.C. lined up, but unfortunate collision over there.
Final 32 seconds of the third quarter. Leominster chasing a 34-14 Highlander advantage.
Jonathan Gonzalez comes off holding
comes over
the
to the
shoulder.
side.
Yeah.
Might be a dislocation, just the way he's kind of holding it.
He's in definite discomfort here. We'll see if he comes over to the bench and seeking treatment.
Indeed, and here's the give. This one straight up the middle of the field. It's Dixon. Dixon
Bounced
across the
off his
30,
own
the
player
35, and down at the 36-yard line. I'm sorry, what was that, Kate?
Bounced off his own player.
Indeed he did. Got about 17 seconds before the end of this third quarter, and Leominster is going to take it to the fourth.
It's going to be the last.
So they're going to walk to they're going to walk to the sideline. They're not going to run another play.
Nope.
Trailing by 20, 34-14. Leominster elects to go to the fourth quarter. Teams change ends, the all-important fourth and final quarter. When we come back, Doherty 34, Leominster 14. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV here on a Saturday night. Thank you so much for joining us. Been great to have you here with us at Doyle Field for the first time this season. Join us again next Thursday as Leominster has their second and final home game of this 2021 wedge season right here at historic Doyle Field. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff as Leominster plays host at the back end of a home-and-home with Shepherd Hill. It was a 15-14 Ram victory down at Carmignati Field in Week 1. See how teams have developed as we get into Week 6 action.
Shepherd Hill coming off a tough loss. Is that what I heard earlier tonight?
Indeed, an overtime loss to Shrewsbury on home turf.
So they might be right for the picking second time around. We'll see how things play out next week, but you know, tough third quarter right there for the Blue Devils. They started out hot, owned the first 5 minutes, but Doherty found a way to match them the last 6 minutes of the quarter. And, you know, the Blue Devils had maybe a moral victory, winning that quarter 14-13, but pretty much same score they were looking at halftime.
And the teams change ends to begin the fourth and final quarter. Leominster going left to right, or right to left for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. There's the snap to Constant out of the gun. Fake the initial give, runs to his left. Now reversing fields to the open side of the field. Across midfield, it's Constant. 40, 35, hurdles a defender at the 30-yard line and out of bounds at the 28.
Some big blocks downfield, too, clearing the way. But how did Caden Constant come out of that scrum? Reverse field and then beat everybody to our sideline and gain yardage down the sideline. Big blocks opening the way for him downfield too. You talk about making something out of nothing. That's it right there.
Constant on a gain of 34 on that one.
broken play leads to one of his biggest rushes of the year.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Highlander 30, going left to right. Shotgun set. The give inside for Dixon. Slashes his way to the right. He was losing his feet, dropped the shoulder on the defender right about the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, there's a Blue Devil and a Highlander, sorry, Kate, behind the play that are slow to get up. I think two linemen may have collided blindside style. I don't think either of them saw each other as the play was going away from them.
Tangled up there, 78 for the Blue Devils. That's Alex Dupree trying to get a number. Looks like 65 for the Highlanders. Aiden Tucker just kind of regaining his thoughts right there.
Going to take his helmet off. Coaching staff's going to come off the sideline as he collects his thoughts. 11:26 to play here in the fourth quarter and a 34-14 Highlander lead.
I think he wanted to get up. The official said, why don't you just sit there and gather your thoughts for a few seconds.
And he took his helmet off, so
Yeah,
he's got to come out for a play anyway.
Struggling to get to his feet.
Oof.
And yeah, may have been slow to get up. And again,
That's what happens when two trucks hit each other.
would have loved to seen the replay because the play was angling away from that blocking scenario, and I think these two players just kind of collided with each other without seeing one another in the overall process. Yeah, it was like a blindside hit.
Each running for a spot.
And yeah, and ended up
the
finding
other
each other.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over here on the near sideline, we see still receiving treatment John Gonzalez, and I see the wrap out. And it looks like they're going to sling him up over on that left arm.
So that's either a collarbone or a dislocated shoulder.
And they are either not able to reset it in this scenario, or they are going to have him seek additional treatment. Constant back to pass on 2nd and short. He's scrambling again, this time to the wide side of the field. He angles back across the 10, still on his feet, spinning toward the 5. He's got a Blue Devil first down and goal to go at the 5-yard line. Only thing about that, Bill Thomas, that I didn't like is once again, he put his back to the defense going downfield on a gain of 16.
He's carrying that ball out there like a loaf of bread too, and through traffic. But you're right, he wants to spin at the end and turn his back to the defender. Usually the second defender coming in gets a clear shot because Caden can't see him coming at that point. But you talk about a tough run right there. He ran about 40 yards to pick up 15.
Constant in a pistol set this time. Dixon behind him, now Jim to his left. Two receivers open side left as Leominster continues from left to right. 1st and goal to go from the Highlander 4-yard line.
Constant can barely keep himself on his feet right
I was going to say, yeah, he certainly seems gassed. Here's the snap. Give, it's Dixon. Dixon slashes to the goal line and in for the Blue Devil touchdown.
Good job right there. I think everybody knew that Caden wasn't calling his own number there, like Kate observed. Could barely stand up there, but got the ball to Dixon. Dixon did all the work.
Constant is gassed as he comes over to the near side. He's smiling. He's got to score. It's much more fun when you score as you move your way down the field. Rodriguez with Durkin to hold. Durkin gets the snap down, the kick is up, and Rodriguez pulls it wide to the left. All of a sudden, kicking left to right toward that upper field is becoming very problemsome for both sides. Back up the field, 10:28 to play here in the fourth quarter. The lead is 14 again at 34-20. Break and we're back with more. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bill Thomas, I don't know what to say at this point about kicking toward that upper field, but neither team seems to be able to do it right now.
No, but I don't know if it's a kick, and I think it's more of a byproduct of the snap and the hold, but it does seem all the miscues seem to be coming down here to the upper field, down the end where the flagpole and the baseball field is located. Maybe the lighting's a little different down there, and it's just the perception, the depth perception throws you off.
Indeed, it very well might be.
Blue Devils doing a good job hanging around here. Doherty's letting them stay in it.
Back to Doyle Field in Leominster as Santi Rodriguez readies to tee the ball up. 10:28 to play in the fourth quarter. Leominster ready to play defense, once again chasing 14. Bill Thomas, I want to get back to your point right after this kickoff.
Which one's that?
The one you were just talking about Doherty letting Leominster stay in the football game.
They are letting them hang around.
Here we go. On the approach comes Rodriguez, and he'll flip a little pooch kick. Fair catch signaled for and made by Colin Wynot, one of the up men, sliding in at about the 37-yard line.
Good job right there, trying to find an open space.
Let's talk about our peak performer of the second half. It's brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service. They can get you ready for spring with new tires, brakes, exhaust systems, or your seasonal service needs. Let brothers John and Mike Viola help you stay on the road and in the game. Open 8 to 6 Monday through Friday on Boulder Drive in downtown Fitchburg. Online at violatire.net. Bill Thomas, who's been your peak performer of this second half?
Well, Caden Constance pretty much willed the Blue Devils back into this game. Combination of his feet and his arm, but they've found a way to outscore the Highlanders 3-2 here in the second half, but mostly on the running of Caden and the good decisions he's made.
On first down, here come the Highlanders. The low snap fielded by Callery. Got the handoff into Vega, and Vega takes it straight forward through the B gap, crossing the 40-yard line. Well, they mark him down there. As they say, his knee came down beforehand, and there is a Blue Devil down. It's J.C. Cora, who is slow to get up.
Just to limping off here, swing back around to Caden's play here in the third quarter. He's done a great job of managing the offense and staying more in control, more within his game, I think. And instead of running out of necessity or out of panic out of the passing game, he's mixing the passing in and calling his own number with a lot more confidence. And when you can run with a purpose, you can be much more productive. And I think that's what we saw out of Caden Constant here in the third quarter.
With only one trainer on site, she's having to race back and forth, sideline to sideline. Meanwhile, Cora is over here trying to walk off what looks like a stinger over here on the near side.
Hopefully
She's
just
busy.
a cramp.
Indeed.
Holding his hamstring. Could be a hamstring problem, but most likely a cramp.
Here comes a 2nd down and 6 play from their own 40-yard line for Callery out of a gun. Low snap, fielded off the shoe tops, picks it up, snaps the throw out, complete to Atherley in the flat, crossing the 45, midfield and angled out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for the Highlanders.
Nice job recognizing a soft corner over there and taking advantage of it. Quick toss out there into the flat leads to a first down.
9:24 to play here in the fourth quarter. Doherty with that 14-point lead that Leominster has not quite been able to overcome, but for about one moment early on here in the second half where they had cut it to a 7-point game.
Yeah, I think the Blue Devils, they're showing some promise, but Doherty had the answer, and they've traded blows here in this third quarter, leading into the fourth.
First down and 10 to go at the Blue Devil 46, going right to left. Low snap again to the shoe tops. Picked up there by Callery, and he was able to scramble forward across the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. Gains 2, maybe 3 on the play. 2nd down and about 7.
Well,
Great
Thomas,
job.
that's his 11th carry. 196 yards by himself is Callery on the ground.
And that ball was very close to skipping between his legs. Good reaction. He had played that like a shortstop and was able to get some positive yards out. But what that play did was I think it took his eyes off the play when he had to go down for that ball, disrupted the play just enough that the Blue Devils defense was able to catch up to him.
But see the Highlanders slowing the tempo here. Coach Wallace took his time giving the play to Callery. Now he runs out into the huddle. 10 seconds on the play clock here. As long as they get it off, this whole delaying the action down to 5 seconds now on the play clock.
And didn't quite
And
get it.
a timeout spent by the Highlanders. Coach Sean Mulcahy knew that they were inside of 5 and decided to take the timeout, stopping the clock with 8:29 to play in the fourth quarter and a 34-20 lead. Didn't want to give up that yardage at this point in time. Meanwhile, Coach Devin Gates has wandered off his sideline to come talk to the crew chief, Rip Charters.
Wonder what that conversation's about, but I think good job by Coach McCahey. He knows this drive is very important. Blue Devils are doing a good job struggling to stay in this game, and last thing you want is to put yourself in a long yardage situation. They got a manageable 2nd down here, 2nd and about 8, but you don't want that to turn into a 2nd 13, change your play calling philosophy. See JC back out on the field. That's good to see, out in his normal safety position.
Coming up at the end of this play, we've got an in-game update coming up here in pod number 1. Here comes another interesting score for you. Stay tuned for that. 2nd down and 8 to go. Tight end switches sides of the formation. And now in the gun. 2-receiver set. Another low snap. Callery picks it up and throws a dart complete for Colin Schoen, coming in on the slant from the right-hand side. I guess, Bill Thomas, not all busted shotgun snaps have to affect the play.
No, and I think that was a design play. He knew right where he was going with that, so he just had to look up and pick his receiver.
The ground ball snap wasn't designed.
Well, but unlike when you're calling your own number and now you got to look up and you got to pick a hole and make more decisions. Once he got the ball, he knew where his receiver was going to be. It was just a matter of securing the ball. He knew he didn't have to run with it, but he threw a strike in stride, too. So great completion to what looked like could have been a busted play.
Under 8 minutes here in the fourth quarter. First down and 10 from the Blue Devil 30. In the backfield, Naccioni made the initial hit on Vega and then waited for the rest of the team to come in with the cleanup.
Had a handful of jersey and held on to him just long enough.
In-game update brought to you by Charles River Insurance partner Ryan Logan. For those across the Twin City region, Ryan Logan is your local Charles River Insurance partner with access to the products to protect you and your business for 2021 and beyond. Learn more at charlesriverinsurance.com or contact Ryan at 978-343-6946. Charles River Insurance, your local partner, is Ryan Logan. Here's that score I promised. In pod number 1, we still have an undefeated team. The Mountaineers pick up another victory tonight here in week number 5. Wachusett 27, Algonquin 0 as Vega gets the handoff. And forward he goes there on 2nd down and 12 across the 30 and moves it up to the 27-yard line. Gains back what was lost, plus a little as the players have a little bit of an organizational conversation out there and the officials step in.
Lineman slow to get up, Thomas Flynn. Back up on his feet, though. Looks like he might. I think he's going to stay in the game. I thought he might jog off for a play. Did a good job of getting up to his feet, though.
There's a handful of undefeated teams still left. We saw one earlier today with St. Bernard's going to 5-0. Mountaineers now 5-0 here in pod number 1. Says a lot for Coach Mike Dubzinski and his squad. And heck of a nice guy who's been working really hard to make that team go. And I'll tell you, what a year they're having.
Can we find a way to put the undefeated teams together, regardless of what pods they're playing in?
You won't find a lot of volunteers to play St. Bernard's, I'll tell you that. Looks like a delay of game.
Doherty did get a delay.
Well, we're at Doyle Field, home.
Home of the notorious play clock. And that one does finally, although no, I believe the signal, they spent the timeout to avoid the flag.
Just in time.
6:17 to play here in the fourth quarter. So they'll avoid the penalty by spending the timeout. Remember, you get 5. Plus, they added a couple with the mask breaks that haven't been happening, save for the first quarter.
I feel like they've had
Maybe
7.
they called a mask break there and gave him a... no, it's hard to say.
So.
It's hard to say. But for whatever, they picked the flags up there, and Doherty's not going to get penalized, so they're still going to have a 3rd and about 8 here when we get back to action.
They need the Blue Devil 20-yard line for the first down. They'll be snapping from the 28. Going right to left or left to right for those of you joining us on Leominster TV on a beautiful star-crossed night here at historic Doyle Field. What a great night to be out for some football on a Saturday night. I am convinced it is warmer right now than it was in the middle of the day when we were calling St. Bernard's.
Well, don't forget, we have a heater under the counter here.
That might have something to do with it.
We have all the comforts of home here that we haven't had for the first 6 weeks of the season. But, yeah, it's so nice to be home and seeing a very good football game. Blue Devils are hanging around.
3rd and 8. Callery back to pass in a gun. Snaps to the sticks. Complete. Receiver drops to the knees. It's showing. But guess what? It was after he had passed the sticks. He's across the 20 at the 19-yard line, and that's how you do it. If you're a receiver, get past the sticks, sit down, make the catch, move the stick.
Absolutely. You don't have to do anything fancy, but you got to know where that stick is. Doesn't do you any good to come up short. It's going to be all for naught.
Under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Highlanders can pretty much milk their way down the field here, and points would put it out of reach.
We'll have to see if the Blue Devils can find a way to put up a stop here. They might have to stop burning a timeout or 2 to save some clock, chasing 2 scores.
Shotgun set. This one snapped to Callery. He keeps it himself. Pocket collapsed as he was stepping up to the 2nd level. And down he goes after crossing the line of scrimmage with a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9.
So this is where the Blue Devils got to stiffen defensively. They haven't been able to stop Callery and Vega all night. Now Vega's found that slant. He's found a new favorite receiver out there and showing. We'll have to see what they come up with here on 2nd and long.
Callery inching toward 200 yards, rushing on his own. is at 197.
We've seen that on 3 different occasions almost at this point today. And there's Callery. Guess what, Kate? He's over 200 yards now, down the sideline, and a 6th rushing touchdown.
Talk about working the sidelines. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Continues to pile up the stats in a positive way. Leading his team down the field again, answering a Blue Devil touchdown again.
With yet another, and that very well at 4:55 to play in the 4th quarter. And now a 20-point lead is the Dagger. Haynes will kick the point after. Murray gets the ball down. It is blocked.
Looks like Dixon got in there.
Only a 20-point game at 4:55 to play in the 4th quarter as the teams come back up the field. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. You've been treated to a front row seat to watch an absolutely fantastic athlete run the ball tonight. I mean, incredible.
You know, we've seen, I was going to say 2 great performances by running backs, but actually 3. You know, quarterback, running back, using all his weapons. You know, I think we've seen it all from Callery. You know, we saw 2 pure running backs earlier today at St. Bernard's. Each get their own, you know, have their own 200 yards games of rushing, but Callery's a great all-around player.
Back to Doyle Field on this starlit Saturday night, and great to have you along with us here on the K-Zone. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, and with our partners at Leominster TV as well. Scholastic Sports Zone comes your way, wrapping up this week 5 of action. Host Howie Kahn and crew in the studios at WPKZ tomorrow morning, 11 to noon, inside the Scholastic Sports Zone. St. Bernard's undefeated head coach Tom Bingham will join the broadcast with Howie Kahn, Dick Tucker, special co-host tomorrow, along with Jim Bennett, Howie Kahn, Tom Santasania on assignment, coaching a JV game at Clinton tomorrow. Won't be in the Scholastic Sports Zone tomorrow, but a great crew of guys there to recap your week, and what a week it has been for high school football and more here on the K-Zone.
Coach Bingham will have a lot to talk about, including his 100th win as the St. Bernard's head coach.
Indeed. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. And on the approach, there's the kick, angled away this time from Rodriguez, and Durkin is muffing it, now able to pick it up at the 13-yard line, gets across the 15, and just from bad to worse at points, Bill Thomas. That's just scary.
But that's a good job by Haynes there to kick away from the strong return guy. And as it turns out, the second return guy has trouble picking the ball up, allows that coverage team just to use that sideline to their advantage. And that's what you end up, bad field position.
4:50 to play here in the 4th quarter, 40-20, the lead for Doherty. Coach Gates looking over at Caden Constant, sending out the signals. Trips to the wide side left, single receivers, Durkin one-on-one tight to the boundary right. Snap and the give this time, finding some room. It's Mackay Newton. Newton into some open space. He crosses the 40-yard line, still on his feet, where the Highlanders will gang tackle him down around the 44. What a run for Mackay Newton into open space.
High hurdling some of the Highlanders that are trying to tackle him low. Specifically, I think he leapt right over Isaiah Kapaye. Gained an additional 5 yards, but what an electrifying run by Mackay Newton.
Gain of 26 on that one for Newton. Constant fakes the give on 1st down and 10, calls his own number, bounces off a defender, still on his feet, and dives forward across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gains 3.
And Caden's hurt. I think he twisted his knee when he went down there. He grabbed his right knee immediately, and he's not getting up. I'll have to see if he maybe has a cramp there from that little jump. Yeah,
that's what he was pointing at his leg.
Yeah.
And Kyle Philbin said, I can handle this.
I'll take care of that.
Picks up the leg and just starts stretching him out. That's a teammate right there.
Apparently he recognized he didn't have a dislocated kneecap or anything, but I don't think that treatment worked right away.
He's a senior. He's been through the Leominster High School health program. He can recognize a cramp.
It looks like Caden's rolling around a little bit more, though. Not to joke about it, but Phil been trying to help out. We don't want to.
Yeah, they're coming over for water. No, it's a cramp. They're trying to rehydrate him on the fly.
Yeah, they'd be better off
to play here in
pouring
the
that
fourth.
water on his leg because that's not going to do anything if he starts drinking.
I was going to say at this point in time, yeah, it might be a little too late.
I believe it is, but walk it off, right, Coach?
Oh, Mom's getting worried.
Yeah.
Athletic Director Dave Palazzi on headset.
Doing
He's
a little
talking
PR work.
to Coach Gates, who's down on the field. They know it's a cramp for a fact.
Mom, I tell you, concerned mom. I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
I'll tell you, at least able to have a little fun here in a light moment. Again, it is strange when you start seeing everybody pile up. I don't blame the parents who are sitting a long way away from the field, getting a little bit nervous. Absolutely. But it's just a matter of, and you know how this is, it's just a matter of getting the leg into the right position to be able to stretch it out, which is half the problem. I mean, anytime, I'm of the age that I wake up in the bed in the morning, and this is how I feel.
I get cramps when I roll over in the wrong direction, so trust me.
Those naps are killer.
I was going to say, so I know what that's like, and if you just can't get your leg in the right position, he's hopping off on this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it appears that
it's tightened up so tight you can't get the leg in the right spot to release it.
Drinking water right now is not going to help.
One of those cases on a warmer Saturday night.
You just can't will it. It's like that muscle in that leg is 2 inches shorter than the other leg, and it just doesn't want to react to anything right now.
May end up needing an IV or something like that to replenish and rehydrate.
Either way you look at it, J.C. Cora now going to have to step in, and actually he's out.
Yeah, no,
wide.
it is not J.C. Cora.
Pardon me.
A new cornerback out there is Jacob
12?
Tossie. And
Yeah,
so Tossie,
Jacob Tossie. I saw him
in shotgun formation. Let's see what he's got. Trips out to the right. Give it straight up the middle for Newton, who takes the defense forward across midfield to the 49-yard line.
If you're going to hand it to either Newton or Dixon, I suppose it doesn't matter who's out there. It does cut down on the options because they can probably disregard Toshi running the ball, but steady diet, whoever the tailback is right now, I think, for the Blue Devils.
And here's Tossie once again in the gun. High snap, fields it, gets it to Newton. Newton finds some room into the open space, cross the Highlander 40, then the 30, and has his legs cut out from underneath him down at the 29-yard line. Gains 9 on that one, or 19, says Kate. Thank you. Finger was between 9 and 19.
A long 9.
We'll call that. It's a first down and 10 for Leominster to the Highlander 30-yard line going left to right.
He just doesn't listen.
No, read. I'm looking at the finger where it lands. Thank you.
I've decided you're just not listening.
That's a convenient way of looking at it, but I know I'm wrong. Tossie back to pass. Throws a wobbler over the middle, and it is picked off. Going back the other way, and down he comes. That was 17 with the interception. Isaiah Carpaye making the interception on the wobbler thrown by Tossie over the middle of the field.
A little overthrown right there, but a lot of Highlanders in coverage, and it came down right where one of them was located.
Meanwhile, over here on the near sideline, Caden Constant, leg kicked up, trying to rehydrate. The good news I've seen a couple of times as I've snuck a peek, he's smiling. That's the good news.
And it's funny because Vashawn Dixon's over there. They're probably comparing injuries, and Dixon might say, "I lost a little bit of lunch," and Caden's probably saying, "Well, my leg feels shorter than the other one right now," comparing experiences.
No question about
both
that.
Both of them joking about it, and that's the best part of the whole conversation.
3:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Leominster needs the ball back to cut down this 20. Callery with the snap, give it straight forward. Up over the middle, it's Vega who kind of barrel rolls across the 35-yard line to the 36.
He's piled up his own stats too tonight. He's got to be well over 100 yards, I'm guessing, Kate.
I'm on that
right now. Hold
on just one
I love
moment.
putting you on the spot.
Vega, 14 carries, 89 yards.
89. Knew he was approaching it.
No touchdowns, though.
No,
that's because all 6 of them belong to Callery.
Exactly. He's been the touchdown guru tonight. And not like he's hogging them short yardage. I'm going to put this one in the stat book. He earned every single one of his touchdowns.
Every one of them, and then some, found him into open space.
No gimmies.
Indeed, they were not.
And topped off by, what, a 78-yarder for the long?
And he ran away with a defender chasing him down the sideline.
Oh, that was ugly.
Busted play on all sides. Let's see who the ultimate problem was. Both flags are out. Wing official on the near sideline says he's got procedure.
A lot of fingers being pointed, but it's going against the Highlanders.
And Rip Charters agrees.
Ball start.
It is a 5-yard penalty, and the ball will go back to the 30-yard line of the Highlanders. High school football here on the K-Zone, brought to you by Central Communication Systems. Don't trust your next AV or security system project to a novice. The experts at Central Communication Systems are the key communications provider for thousands of businesses around New England, including Worcester's new Polar Park. Learn more at central-inc.com. Since 1991, the region's communication systems experts, Central Communication Systems. And the Highlanders will spend a timeout here, stopping the clock at 2 minutes flat here in the fourth quarter, enjoying a 20-point lead and on their way to their 4th victory in the 5th week of the season. Perhaps at this point over on the sideline, you can see there's a lot of congratulations here and some clean jerseys, smaller players. I think, Coach Mulcahy is pulling his seniors. There's a lot of hugs and congratulations. I believe his upperclassmen are getting their curtain call, and they will be done for the night.
Yeah, they got to be feeling pretty good about the way they played, especially their leader, Noah Callery. He stepped up. He definitely came to play tonight. Not that he doesn't come to play every night, but he definitely put all his skills on display for us here at Doyle Field.
On senior night here at historic Doyle Field, Leominster will pick up their 4th loss of the season, but there was a moment in that third quarter where you saw the potential that exists in this team.
Oh, they can score, but they don't have enough weapons that they can spread it around right now that they can rely on. They don't have that go-to guy that they can just use to pound and pound and pound. They're trying to find that guy, mixing and matching with the tailback. Caden calling his own number on occasion, but they don't have that one reliable person that they can use just to wear down the opposition's defense.
Somebody rushing off the field for Leominster needs to get off.
And was able to scamper to the sideline. That was
12 men on the
Nico
field.
Martinez.
That'll get your blood
The
going.
Highlanders are a little confused, too, running people on and off.
Yeah, and they may have huddled up with 12.
They did.
No, actually had a lineman run on there.
Maybe they did.
They swapped off at the last minute.
It looked like a new number. Alex Boutros on the carry there. New quarterback out there is Joshua Petke, the junior. And now there's some undisciplined pushing, shoving, people running in all directions. Flags coming out on this one, and it's a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Leominster. 15-yard penalty, and somehow,
right in the bench area,
some way, Leominster just can't seem to avoid committing that personal foul or saying that extra thing or hitting somebody late. And 5 weeks into this season, it's inexcusable.
Well, it's something that you would
yards.
think could get cleaned up, but it hasn't at this point.
1:53 to play here in the fourth quarter. 40-20. The Highlander lead. After the enforcement, the ball across midfield and to the 40-yard line at right hash. Leominster has got personnel problems galore.
Playing with 10 defenders.
Yeah, they are. And the run over here to the near side, that was Phil Johnson. Johnson had his legs cut up. A couple of Highlanders are tied up on top of each other, and there's a Blue Devil at the bottom of said pile. Nice sportsmanship, though. They help each other up. Coming out from the bottom of that pile, having made the hit, was Justin Betancourt, the senior, seeing some limited action here.
Came up with the football, too, looking for a turnover, but forward progress had been stopped down by contact. But good job right there trying to get the ball back. Clock continues to run. Surprised they're not just taking a knee here, but trying to run an offense with some of the other players.
Petke in the gun, the give this time, the second man through. This is Mejia. Mejia takes it off the right of the formation, angles to the 30-yard line where he's taken down. And right about in the neighborhood, maybe just shy of a first down, because they marked him shy of the 30 at the 31-yard line. So it'll leave him a yard short, 3rd and a yard. Final 40 seconds of this one. Highlanders only have to run one more play before they cap this ball game.
We'll have to see if they use the victory formation here. Looks like they're going to actually run an offensive
Yeah, looks like
play.
they are going to run one. Why not?
Let these younger kids get the last play of the game in.
Petke in a two-back gun. snap and the give this time. First carry, 58. It's Seamus Bisnet, the senior, gets the carry into the middle of the pile, and it is for a Highlander first down, and it's going to end the football game. Final 20 seconds will come off the clock. Another play need not be run. Doherty, a winner tonight here at historic Doyle Field by a 40-20 score.
That's going to do it.
And there's
Clock
the ball
winds
up.
down.
Game over here at Doyle Field. Highlanders pick up their 4th victory of the year, 4-1 overall in this modified season. Leominster falls to 0-4.
Players coming out, coming together. Great show of sportsmanship here. Hard-fought game. I will say the Blue Devils won the second half, 20-19. Could call that a moral victory. Yeah, Caden.
Still on his feet.
He's got a butt cramp, it looks like.
I was going to say, that whole side of his body is locked up.
That leg feels like it's about 2 inches shorter. It just doesn't want to move, but hopefully he'll bounce back.
He desperately, though, wants to get out there and be able to congratulate the opposition. That speaks to his character.
And we haven't seen these shows of respect with the lines and, the greetings afterwards, and I think this needs to be a part of the game.
Indeed it does. And, I mean, after this kind of a battle, Bill Thomas, of course you want to be able to take a moment and congratulate the opposition.
I mean, it's only common sense to think that this is going to lead to something after playing and breathing and falling on each other for 2 hours over 100 times. Let the kids have their final say.
And they are able to congratulate one another and then head over to their respective sides. 40-20. Doherty over Leominster. Highlanders improve to 4-1. Blue Devils to 0-4. We're going to take a quick break here on the K-Zone. If you're joining us on Leominster TV, for Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, I'm Todd Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Doherty a winner by a 40-20 score. Join us again next Thursday for Leominster and Shepherd Hill at 7 o'clock right here on the K-Zone and Leominster TV. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, time now to flip on your radios. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. Post-game extra coming up next, and then it's off to Celtics basketball right here on a Saturday night. More to come. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone.
LTV's Action Sports is brought to you in part through the generous support of these Leominster sponsors: Richardson Funeral Home, www.richardsonfuneralhome.net, the Il Camino Restaurant, www.ilcamino-restaurant.com, and by MP Crowley Company Incorporated, www.mpcrowleyinc.com.